First thing I want to confirm. So I'm also going to turn on my camera. Can you see my camera?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we are live on the YouTube. Yes, we are live. So if anybody is watching us on the YouTube, also we welcome you to this new session about systems administration skills. So let's go ahead and open this right here. Can you see my screen, Rilad?
Yeah.
Welcome, Mac. And if you want to join, anybody wants to join, this is available on our community. So if you go to our YouTube channel, this, the Zoom live session is available. So you can open this right now and join us, but make sure you turn off your camera if you don't want to be live. If you are like Vilad and me who doesn't care and want to show our faces, no problem. Come on in, show your face to the world and make some friends. So just come on and join if you want to join this. Okay. So now let's go back to what are we going to cover today? So we are going to cover what is a sysadmin title. So introduction first. So the first thing, if I ask Vila, like why did you choose to join this session? Will be the first thing, right? Like from a new person, I wanted to know, why do you want to know?
Well, because I want to become sysadmin, and it's a good opportunity here.
So when I talk about sysadmin, what comes to your mind?
While setting up servers and configuring like most like server and client stuff, not touching the like routers and access
So
points.
do you think sysadmin job, when somebody says, I want to give you a sysadmin job, do you feel yourself like you're going to be working a lot on a server, right? Like a Windows operating system
Mhm.
server, 2012, 16, 19, that's it?
I think it could be Linux servers as well, or
Could
could
be
be,
Linux, it could be other
yeah,
servers.
or
So
just more responsibility, right?
and
It's
this,
like,
so basically to start this, session, this is not a session to teach people what is Linux or what is Windows operating system servers. Remember, this is a project which I am going to show what kind of project, a complete project, and from that you're going to learn a lot that it's not about servers anymore in 2020. A lot of people think that the sysadmin title is just you need to know about servers, and that's how a lot of new people struggle, right? So basically, most of the help desk people, they think that I need to go for MCSA type of certification. Good, no problem. Those are great certifications. And then I'm going to learn a lot about servers. I'm going to learn about Active Directory and stuff like that. But they have no clue how to even implement those type of learning because they are specifically targeting what? Only Microsoft products.
mhm.
But today, when I show you some titles, and then you're going to start realizing it, oh my God, a sysadmin title is not about just that. It's more than that. I don't need, people are not going to give you a job just by you knowing what is a 2012 server and how do you upgrade it to 2016. That's not it. That's not going to cut it for a lot of people these days. So that is what we are going to first break the ice is that, a lot of people are confused how to even start this learning. That is the major problem for a lot of people that get stuck for many, many years in the help desk environment and then they can move up. That's because they're mentally so scared of going for something new, or they see it too broad. When they see their sysadmin doing multiple things and doing some crazy stuff, then they think that, okay, that's just too much for me right now. So they start keeping delaying the process of not learning. So this session is about breaking the ice. It's not just about showing you what server is and all that kind of. It will never end. Sys administration, we cannot pick one course or one type of skills and we'll say that you are now sysadmin skills certified or you have those skills. It will never happen. This requires a long process, and this requires a plan that is targeted. And I'll prove it to you where you need to be basically targeting your skills so then you can land a sysadmin level job that you think you can perform it, you think you're not scared as a sys administrator, and you think that you are a kind of like a person that can take on multiple different areas in sysadmin field, this whole bubble that we're talking about today. So George also joined us today. Anybody who's new right now, George, are you there on the mic? I mean, if anybody wants to do an introduction, could be because I think you guys are new. Eddie, I know he's a member. So are you there, George? I think he doesn't have a mic, I guess. Okay, that's fine. So, okay, so we don't have, so basically we're going to continue. And if somebody new comes in, we just want to ask him, like, why are they joining this session? So this way we can understand more their mind and, you know, where they're coming from. So this way the people who are watching us online, they can relate themselves, right? So if let's go to a titles, because that's the first thing that I asked, that, hey, how do you know that I need to apply for a sysadministration job? When I say systems administrator, it is a whole world out there. So the first point that I wanted to prove, when people say sysadmin, it doesn't mean that you are you need a specific skill to land a sysadmin job. So the first proving point is, look at this title right here, Vilat. It says what?
Junior Windows System Administrator.
Specific. It says Windows, yes. Specifically, it's saying that you need to be a Windows systems administrator. So this job is going to be mostly targeted towards Windows Server, and you have to be dealing a lot with just Windows, and even a Windows web server like IIS, or Windows, roles and features, you know, right? Like print management, group policy, Active Directory, stuff like that. So you may be working on just Windows, because that's what they're implying. That's why they're hiring you for, right? But if you look at the bottom one, this one right here, the one that we have opened, Junior Systems Administrator, this one right here, what are you dealing with here now? Look at that.
VLAN, the network.
VLAN, network, and there's so many other things that you are dealing with. So this means that even if people call you a systems administrator, that doesn't mean that you just need to know about only Windows now, right? Titles matter in over here. So when they call, when they're not specific, then this means it can go anywhere. So what I'm basically saying from these titles, and I'm going to show you more so then we can get to the conclusion first. First, we have to understand, right? We cannot just jump into learning about the sysadmin area, because there's not much room in here. Like when you are learning skills, there's not much room that you cannot, when you land a job and you're doing troubleshooting and you're trying to like do something, you don't have too much room as a help desk person. As a help desk person, you have too much room to apply a fix. You can go for free stuff, you can go for images, you can go for multiple technicians, and you'll have more solutions available online. But when it comes to a systems administration, it's not like that. Yes, there are going to be solutions available online on Google and Spiceworks and communities like that, but it gets tricky later on, and I'm going to do the project today, and that's where I want to get into more proving point, like breaking that ice, basically. Okay. So now, if we go to the second title, look what is the titles over here now.
Oh, nice. Junior System Administrator, Linux, Windows workstations.
So now, what about that?
Both of them.
You gotta know about Linux, and you gotta know about Windows workstations. And if you go down, what is that? Another one says Junior Linux / Windows Administrator. So same thing, right? Then there's Linux part just added to it. Okay. Now let's move on to a different one right now. And if I open this one, which is let me move this right here. It says Junior Systems Administrator, but now what are they asking you? In this one, look at these skills right here. What are these?
Office 365, Windows Server, Azure.
But what are they saying here? Just look at it.
Network troubleshooting, huge plus.
A huge plus, right? So what I am basically implying right here, I hope you're getting my point, that every company that is going to hire you, basically you are dependent on them. They dominate. They dominate the titles. So a lot of people may think that now, okay, that's pretty bad news for us, because that's going to be, every company will have something different. Then how do I learn these skills, and how would I be more in market, right? Like how would I become more marketable, right? So the good news is that nobody expects you to know everything in any IT job. Nobody expects you to know about everything in any IT job. So if you're a help desk person and you are listening to me for the first time, I'm telling you that you don't need to know, you only need to know 40% from learning. The rest you're going to learn from the company. Why? Because company, like I said, dominate the title, their skills and everything that they're going to give you, everything they know you're going to learn from us. Why is that? So if you can give me one answer, what is coming to your mind? Like why would I say that just do 40 to 30% of learning and the rest learn it from the job, and they may even give you the job after the help desk skills, of course. So I'm not implying this to the people who are in help desk right now. I'm not telling people to skip the help desk and become a sysadmin. This is not your level right now. But trying to understand, by looking at this video, everything will be cleared, and you may even find your path in future. So a lot of people who are watching me for the first time, this video is not to tell you to jump into systems administration. You won't be able to do it, and I'll show it to you today. When I do a project as a junior sysadmin, today I'm a junior sysadmin in front of you guys, okay? So I'll do a project in front of you guys as a junior sysadmin. So then I will get stuck in many areas, and I'll show it to you. If I didn't have the skills of a help desk, this means I am useless for this job, and I would not be getting a job 90% of the time. 10% in IT, everything is a luck. You can even land, to be honest, even a IT director job with luck. I don't care about that stuff. But we're not talking about the non-standard way or the proper. We're not talking about an improper ways right here to become an IT person. We're talking about smart IT person, becoming a smart IT professional, so then you can move in your career. So Bilal, by looking at this title, let's move to another one too right now. This one, let's say, what are they basically talking about?
Okay, C++, JavaScript. Well, it's languages, what you need to know.
But what is their title right here?
Junior System Administrator Level 1.
Now, if you look at this and then you're like a sysadmin and you are the person who never touched programming, you're going to be like, these people are crazy. Right?
Yeah,
But they're
not. They just want it for scripting, I guess.
Many jobs, they call you sysadministration because you need to know something Python, you need to know about Linux, you need to know about scripting, PowerShell, stuff like that. You need to know that for some jobs. So that's where, if I ask you guys right now, whoever's listening to me live, what is coming to your mind right now? What are you guys thinking? Do you guys think that you guys can do this without going through the help desk position? Do you guys think so? Anyone?
Well, of course, you need to have a basic understanding of IT, and it's how you
and
would
basic
go next level.
understanding is not something you can just go and finish CompTIA and then you say I got a certification and I'm just going to jump into a systems administration, right?
Yeah,
because you got to know
need experience
a lot. So anybody can ask us questions, by the way, in the chat too. So the whole idea of showing you these titles is not to scare you. This is actually good news. Why? Because when you become a help desk person, you have such a broad knowledge that you can then pick and choose things. Like I said in the beginning, if you started to become really good at Windows, Active Directory, group policy, and learning about how the domain controllers work and all that kind of stuff, and you get really good at it, then you will go for what kind of jobs? Windows system administrator,
yeah.
Right? So you got ability, you have this job out there, and then they will pay you even more than what you're getting right now in help desk. So you already found out your career right there. But of course, things are getting more advanced. So it's not just this now. You got to learn something extra to become a sysadmin. And today, with this project, that's the whole reason we're doing this project, is not to just teach you skills over here, but from the project, we're going to pick on skills. So this way, it'll make it easy for you guys to grasp that knowledge, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I showed you other ones too, like Linux. I showed you the programming one too. So that's 3 to 4 different areas right here. And that tells you right there, where do you want to focus? So if you're a help desk person, now you know, if you love Linux, then focus in Linux. If you love Windows, then focus in Windows with Azure. If you like Linux and stuff like that, then focus in Linux and AWS. It will match. Right? There are things that are going to match. You can also focus on Windows and still do AWS. But there's something you got to add to it these days. If you want to be marketable, if you want to be in a corporate world, if you want to land that 90 to 80 to 100K jobs in the future, then you got to plan it right now. You cannot get stuck in a help desk for 15 years or 10 years or 5 years. And then you say, oh, now I'm ready. No. As soon as you get into the help desk, start learning. And look at your sysadmin guy, look at your security people, look at your network engineers. And from there on, see which part do you really like. And once you see them, take out their tickets, right? And look at their tickets. What are they doing? You won't be able to get anything in the beginning. You're trying not to, you probably won't get it, but you're going to get half of the part. Why? Because you are a help desk, so you assign the call to them because you couldn't resolve it, right? Now let's go to a little example right here. I already showed this in my last training, but I want to go back to that example because with this talk that I'm doing right now, it makes more sense. So this example, Bilal, if you, I think you already seen this example.
Yeah.
So guys, if we are looking at this example and you're looking at it, this says the site can't be reached, right? So as a help desk person, what would you do?
Well, assign it to the person who knows.
No, but as a help desk person, if this is not working on one machine, what would you do? Somebody call you, Bilal, I cannot access this website.
Well, I will check this machine. Maybe something wrong with the
You'll check
cable
the browser.
or,
You'll check the first. You'll check the cable, but you know there's internet. You can access to other websites, but this site is specifically not working, right? So there, let's say we're fast forwarding, and there could be many other reasons. But you went into what machine? You went to other machine as well, right?
Yeah, I will check on our machines if it works. Yeah.
But then you also picked up your phone, which has a different network, which is your system administrator is inside, and somebody says clear cache ping. Let's say you did that. I'm not talking about, like, let's say help desk cannot resolve it now. Now you found out that nobody can access this website inside the company.
Oh, yeah.
Now inside the company, and you also confirmed that it's actually not working from external network as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, external network.
So as a help desk person, can you resolve this issue?
No, of course not.
So I think this issue should be escalated.
This issue should be escalated. Good job, Gulreen. Yeah. Your voice is a little low, Gulreen. I'm not sure. Maybe you're talking with the headphones.
Yeah, it's strange sound.
Yeah, it's a very low.
I don't know. I just bought a new laptop and it's
good now. It's good now. It's better. It's better, definitely. So, Gulreen, so now we know that the issue is out of your hand, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what I wanted to imply over here is that you have the flexibility as a help desk to be relaxed now, right? You relax. Yeah. You relax. You're like, okay, I did my job. I gave it to that sysadmin, and now I'm good to go because I'm done. I already gave my proof right here that this is not my job. But let me ask you a question. If I'm the systems administrator in one company right now, and this comes to me, it doesn't matter what kind of company it is. And if this comes to me, do I have the flexibility to say, I'm going to give it to somebody else?
No, you need to fix it because you're system administrator.
I'm the only one, right? If I have sysadmins, if I had a coworkers that are on the same level, then of course what I will do is I will ask them help. But I'm only single sysadmin in this company. Then trust me, you cannot be giving calls to other people. You don't have that flexibility. In some companies you do. You have vendors. You can call Microsoft, but that's still who is involved, who is responsible for the tick. Even if Microsoft gets involved in this, even if a product support gets involved with my call, who is involved? Who has to tell a director or a CEO that the system is working or not working? Sysadmin.
Yeah.
So you can see the stress right here, right? Now, if I ask you guys, what if this was $1 million website? What if it was creating $50,000 per day and it was done for, let's say, 2 hours?
Oh yeah, you need to be fast.
So you can put yourself in my shoes and you have to take that stress then too, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're sitting as a help desk and you're like, la, 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 la. I'm like, like you're just eating, you're enjoying and no problem, right? This is what we're talking about, guys. So when they say, why is a systems administrator making a lot of money, this double amount of money than help desk, then this is the reason today.
So Danish, I have a question. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
So is it possible to get into system administration positions or junior system administration positions? Because it happened with me. I applied to all these positions. They specifically take care of the experience. They need an experienced person to be into these positions.
Hey, Faiz, what's up, Faiz? If you want to join, it's in the community section. Again, you can join in. Gureen, you do need experience for this, right? Mm-hmm. You cannot just become a sysadmin without experience. So the experience is what basically? The experience, what I'm saying is that if you landed a job as a help desk, you started to learn from day one help desk type of, a sysadmin level of learning. You need resources first. And we're going to talk about this resources kind of stuff a little later on. How do you? So today when I do this project, these are the experiences. This is the type of experience that you want to learn, right?
Okay.
And the labs that I'm going to share with you later on, that's the kind of things you need, because you cannot spend 13 years or 20 years or whatever years in help desk doing the repetitive work of a help desk, where if you can't touch a enterprise level projects, enterprise level applications, if you are not doing that, you don't have experience, basically. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Right? But some companies will hire you and will train you even if you landed as a help desk. So let me show you an example just to make you guys a little happy right here, because I don't want to make this a sad situation right now. This is becoming a pretty sad situation, right? So like, I can't do this. So here you go. Where is that, man? I had it right here. Oh, okay, guys, what do you guys see right now?
Junior system administrator intern.
Does that make you guys happy?
Yeah.
If somebody wants to become a systems administrator, yes, there is a concept of training a sysadmin. Like I said in the beginning, why? Why is that? Because every company have paid enterprise level products that they're using, and that's why they're hiring you as a system administrator. Since you don't, as a business owner, I run a business, right? I will not hire a systems administrator for nothing, right? I will not hire a person to do a kind of like a server type of job. No, I'm going to hire a systems administrator that can do a lot of different things. That's why I'm going to call him a systems administrator, right? Systems, right? Overall, right? So I'm not going to hire somebody with just knowing server stuff. So the other thing is that if I want to hire you, Gulreen, then I need to train you on my products, right? So, but there are certain skills, like I said, are something that you need to know and understand. And those type of skills are important for business level, because we don't want to hire a person who doesn't know ABCD of domain controller, so then they can mess up our whole network. Like I said in the beginning, if my website is making a $50,000 in a day, why would I hire somebody that can mess it up for me? Does it make sense to you? I mean, is there something wrong about that? No, right?
No.
If you're running a business and you're making $50,000, in a day, why would you risk that with the help desk person who doesn't know how to do domain control?
Yeah, you need to be sure it's secure.
Right? We're always like thinking about negative. That person is, making money and this and that. They're always like, corporate level people that are evil and stuff like that. But hey, that person also worked hard their whole life. So let's put ourselves in their shoes as well. Right? Why would they hire you without skills? Does it make sense? Am I making any sense?
Yeah, for sure.
Right? So that's the kind of like question that I like to start my training with, certain type of thinking that you also think positively, and then it makes you want to learn more, and it makes you want to learn smartly. Okay? So welcome, FaZe, everyone. FaZe, are you there on the mic? I'm not sure if he's. Once he comes in, I can ask him. He's also there. Mario, also welcome, everybody. So, okay, so now let's go ahead and go back to our whiteboard. Oh, my whiteboard is not working. Hold on, let me open it. I have two whiteboards open. That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, it works now.
So, is it clear on titling? Like, how do they title? Is everybody clear?
Yeah, completely clear.
Okay, completely clear. Okay, yes. Great. So, after this, we want to talk about this project. Let's do this project. And this project is very important for you to be involved in it from the beginning to the end. Why? Because if you miss one part, then you're going to be shaky then. Like, okay, you don't get it then, right? Because it's the project, people are going to give you a project because they know you know about skills. And today I'm going to do this project not to train you on this specific product. I'm going to actually teach you what's involved as a systems administrator. That's the key today. Don't forget that, okay? So what I want to do today is I'm going to open my little drawing right here just to give you a kind of theoretical, some kind of image in your head that what we are trying to achieve over here. So the first thing, what we want to do is we want to tell you this project. What is this project? So let's say, for example, I have a company right here. This is my company, okay? And in this company, I basically have a small IT data center or a server room, right? And in that server room, I have a domain controller running right?
Mhm.
And that's the Active Directory. So people who are listening to me for the first time and you're like, wow, what is he talking about? AD domain controller. That's the help desk level skills. And we have training for that. And we have done on YouTube a lot of things. So please go back to our live sessions for help desk and you will understand what I'm talking about. Okay. So nothing going back that much, right? So then we have an AD right here. And then these are the people that we are supporting in our business. So these are our local people right here. Got it?
Mhm.
So then what happened is that we are, of course, why would you have people in your company? Like say, if these are my, let's say, staff members. What are staff members hired for? Does anybody know?
To perform a job.
Perform a job. There you go. Who said that?
Maria.
Hey,
So
Maria, how are you?
Maserati.
So in your previous training sessions, you mentioned that everybody who's hired as a network like help desk technician is going to use some part of administrative tools using
Mhm.
that control panel thing, running that Active Directory,
Yes.
password resets and all that
Yeah.
things.
And that's an Active Directory. That's let's say a help desk was hired also. So we're not talking about help desk right now. So that person is supporting these people, right? They're just supporting these people. But the question is that company hire people to do something, right?
Yeah.
Right? But
Mhm.
most likely, Gulreen, you have other people that are buying your products from outside the world, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'll give you my own example. We have a platform, so people buy our labs, people buy our courses, people buy our training. So these are our what? Members, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
But I have my own staff members, trainers, right?
Mhm. Right.
So here's the thing. Let's make it a little bigger because I'm not that big, right? I'm not even making that kind of money, right? I'm poor. Here's the thing. You have people outside, the people that I'm talking about, $50,000 and everything. These are people all around the world, right? And they're accessing what? What are they accessing to buy
Internet.
internet? Most likely in 2020, what do people do to buy products?
They access
Uh,
our website to buy stuff through the internet.
Perfect. Okay, so this is the website. Let's say now.
Website,
Now
okay.
this is the website. So now, okay, this is the website now. So do you guys think that a systems administrator will be managing this website? Anything?
I think he will be like being sure what it's working at least.
People all around the world, right? And they're good job. Somebody have a mic on, mic on. Turn it off. Turn it on. Most likely. Okay. So okay. So this is the website. Everybody can talk. So if you guys want to talk, make sure you turn off your the speakers, and then you guys can talk. Ricardo, welcome. So
Hey,
so here's the website, Ricardo. So I think you have done a lot of work in IT. What do you think? The systems administrator is involved in this website administration and everything?
wait, I just joined in, so I'm trying to follow everything.
Okay, don't want to pick on you then. All right, so that's
Yeah.
fine. So guys, okay, so you know that somebody's running this website. So
Yeah.
in current market, which we call it a hybrid technology. Okay, guys, somebody mute themselves, please. So in the current market, as a hybrid technology, that we're using a hybrid technology right now. So what do we mean by hybrid? Does anybody know? When I say
Yeah.
hybrid, what does that mean?
Mix
Clouds.
of everything, like cloud, networks, mix of everything.
Perfect. So you got a cloud network right here that this company is basically kind of like, have subscription to. They're not owning the whole cloud, but they have subscription to, right? So then that's also there. But this site could be running from the cloud, or this site could be running directly from one of these servers right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does it make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
Okay. So a systems administrator is hired to basically both ways. Any company can do anything. So you may have a website that's running directly inside your on-premises, like, on your servers, and you may have inside that's like on a corporate level. Is it just one page website? Have you ever seen a page that's just one page for a multi-million-dollar companies? Have you ever seen that?
No.
Right?
No.
It's just weird, right? What do they have inside the site that requires more things then?
Well, like the page about, the page where introduce the company, what they do, and all of
So
that kind
is
of
it
stuff.
is it like top level domain, like all the domain servers?
Good job. So
Yeah.
the domain
servers.
part, the security part of it the certificate.
Mm.
Who does that kind of stuff?
Sysadmin.
Sysadmin, exactly.
Yep.
Systems administrator is the one mainly 90% of the time that takes care of what? Certificate on your website.
Yeah.
The domain, basically the site are not running these days on the servers as well. You may have multiple servers, and that could be what? Running cached, like, CDN type of thing. Cloudflare, perfect example. Cloudflare is like being used all over the world. Millions of sites are on there. So me as a systems administrator now need to know about what now? Cloudflare, or any type of platform that caches our system. So are you guys getting where I'm going? Like, it's
Yes.
not about servers anymore. Our skills are separated. So if you want to become a systems administrator now in 2020, you got to do better than just learning about servers. It won't work, right? A lot of people come to me like, I have done MCSA, and I ask them, okay, how much do you know about websites, and tell me what's going on these days. Like, I don't know anything about websites. I'm like, you can become a sysadmin like that, unless somebody hire you in a very, very extremely large company, and they hire you specifically to do Windows servers because they have too many systems administrator. So then they will divide the skills, and what do you call it? The job.
Split the job.
Separate.
There you go. Yeah. They will just kind of like, separate the work, and they will give little by little to people. But that's I'm talking about like a company like Microsoft, right?
Yeah.
So, but most likely we get jobs with very small companies or nonprofits or corporate level type of or MSPs, right?
Right.
But all of us are using these days. Even our site is running on Cloudflare, right? Like I said, millions of sites are on it right now. So you cannot get. So the thing is, that's like, do you may ask me a question like, do I really need to learn about the Cloudflare? Well, you can learn about the Cloudflare, but if they are using something else, then that kind of becomes what? That becomes a plus point for you, right? Because if you can learn about this, you can use it in your resume, and they will respect it. Okay, sorry about that.
That's true.
So okay, so we kind of clear that we need to know more. Even that has nothing to do with the website, but what's managing the website is something to do with us. Okay.
So Danish, I have a question.
Yes.
When you talk about cloud, so it's about virtualization?
Cloud is not about virtualization. Cloud is a platform of its own as a service. So you're not just talking about compute over here. Cloud, like for example, when I give somebody our labs, I'm giving them a whole server through internet, right? So that's just, I'm giving them a compute power, right? I'm not giving anybody how to run a database. I'm not giving anybody how to run a search engine. I'm not doing AI stuff. I'm not doing, so cloud is like another, Microsoft they have their own data centers, and basically they have developed this product that they're giving you that product. Basically, you have access to that product.
Okay.
Products, basically, not product. There's an amount of product. Cloud, we're going to talk about later on. Right now, we're not getting into cloud right now because that's something that you just need to touch for now. Okay.
Okay.
So other thing I want to talk about, I want to stick to the website. The reason for that is that because when you get hired as a systems administrator, you get to deal a lot with websites and how it's being managed. So that's why I want to do this project, because it's going to hit everything. It's going to hit servers. It's going to hit a little bit of website. It's going to hit products. So other things that a lot of times people are going to be using inside the websites are, what are other things? What do you see inside? When you go there and you try to find something, what do you use?
Search engine. Search.
So think about it. When a company is very large, they don't just develop their own tiny web searches inside the website, right? They go for enterprise level products. So this search running in this website could be running on what?
On SQL Server or?
No, not SQL Server. It could have its own separate server and SQL servers. Does it make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
Yep.
So now even look at this. When Gulreen said, I need to know about domain stuff, I need to know about this, but here you go. You got in one side, I'm proving to you, in this one side, they may have multiple products connected to their website, and that could be running 10, 20, or 50 or 60 servers by just doing these products out there.
Mhm.
Are you guys getting the
So
point?
they can be database servers, file servers, any kind of servers related to these products.
Exactly. You got the point right now.
Mhm.
But that's only that website, right? But then you have these. The reason why I did this example, because these are your outside users. And I'm sorry for my drawing. My drawing is very bad. I'm just gonna make something funny here. These are like the members, right? They're accessing the site and they're using this product, but you're still involved, right? But what about these people right here? Don't they need something inside the company? You just mentioned it. Files, printers,
Yeah.
Print
being
server.
being managed. They need to be managed. They need to log in. Somebody needs to put those group policy stuff out there. So now you got back to what again? Where is it coming from?
Domain.
Active
control.
Directory and
Active
domain
Directory, yeah.
and the servers, but it's just not Active Directory server. It could be multiple other servers offering these roles and services, right?
Yes.
So now, are you getting the point that how big sysadmin?
Yeah, you just need to understand the whole picture.
The whole
how
picture
everything works. Yeah.
You got the point right there. Because if you understand the whole picture, then it doesn't matter. That's why I said 30%. But then you can learn about 30% of this area pretty good, and just touch up a little bit of the website, like an IIS web server, and that will make you talk out there. That will make you look unique than a person who's just coming out from a help desk position, and they just go to like read these Active Directory labs again and again, but they don't know the rest of the stuff. So you guys always need to make sure this is again a business. If you want to land a job, you got to go as a business person. You cannot just rely on something that certifications is just teaching you. That's just not valid these days. Like, certifications are struggling in this area. That's why if you go to the internet, find me where people say that I'm going to train you on a, why am I clicking on this? Is not, oh, maybe I'm using this one right here.
So you need to know like the business solution for company as well. What would work the best and what would work just good.
Okay, I'm having struggle with this thing. Let me close one. I think I have two open right here. Let me close the second one right here. Okay. I hate when this happens because I kind of like lose my track with this,
Yeah.
So I was using two different drawings from Zoom, and from while I was talking, I forgot. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Okay. All right, guys. So is everybody clear with this concept?
Yeah, definitely.
Perfect.
Mhm.
So because it's very important for you to be clear with this, because other than that, it's going to be very hard for me to even talk about this stuff. Okay. So let's go ahead and start the project. And while we're doing this project, I'm going to be explaining stuff, so then it will make more sense to you guys. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So guys, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Try it. It'll work. Welcome, Khalid. I don't know how many other people are in there. Ricardo is there. Ricardo, if you are there now, do you work with systems administrators in your job?
Yeah, but not hands on. It's like
What kind of tickets do you give them?
Like system. No, not really. We don't really deal with tickets that we provide to the system admin. Most of the stuff we have, we we set stuff to network operations center. Like if we have any like direct anything network operations center related, that's mostly what we deal with. Like anything with the server, or something goes down, or there's a link that's not working on our on an application that connects to their server.
I got it.
Any errors, things like that, we report it to them, and they usually provide the fix from
see.
their end. My stuff, I usually do just level 1, level 2 support for the most part.
So we got Khalid in there too. I saw on his camera. So how's everything? Khalid, are you there? Can you talk? Your mic is on mute.
He's trying.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, yeah. What's up, man? How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm from London. I just do I'm basically starting up with IT.
Oh yes, welcome back.
And stuff.
London, we got we got US, we got London, we got a lot of people from America, Canada.
Everywhere, international.
International, bro. So so you were starting into IT career.
Well, I started a few months ago. So I've done the MCSA course,
Ah,
CCNA. I'm like almost done with it,
okay.
and I've done like the Network Plus and the A Plus. So just
So the things that I was talking about today, does
Yeah.
the MCSA has any clue about the rest of the things that I was talking today?
in terms, I've just joined it now. The
Okay. So maybe when you're watching this again, what I'm basically saying to a lot of people that even if you do MCSA, it
Yeah.
doesn't cover a systems admin skills at that level because it's very Microsoft specific.
Yeah.
And when Microsoft specifics, they're talking about servers, but they're not talking about the websites that we have to manage. And there are other things like Cloudflare. There's there's so many things in the systems administration that a lot of people are struggling these days. And that's why this session is going to break the ice for a lot of people and give you some kind of guidance that maybe I should start thinking a little bit ahead of MCSA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because MCSA is basic now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like, the old school. That's why they said that they did what? They kind of retired. They're retiring their MCSA, the current certification. They're adding what to it? They're adding what? Azure into it.
Cloud, yeah.
Everybody knows now. So that's why they were forced to. And Microsoft says what with that? We're gonna focus on what? A role-specific skills certifications, role-specific certification. It's not going to be a certain type of server type of thing, right? And we've been teaching this stuff for past 5 years and telling people that, look, when I go and do my job, it's always about skills. It's always about the role that I'm doing. I'm being respected for my skills because this is the kind of skills that I'm applying at work, right? It's not what I have with my hand. Even if I go to my work today and I say, look, guys, I got AWS certificate right here. They're like, what's AWS for us? Right? If it's a Microsoft shop, they're like, why did you even get AWS? What is it going to do for us? Right? We're not going to give you money, right?
I'll give you a concept.
Exactly. So today the project that we're going to perform is like this. We got a call. You were hired as a systems administrator, as a junior system administrator. And then basically this company, the CEO asked us, can you guys develop this website for us? And this website is going to be anything. It can be a product. What we want to achieve from this right here is first, how do you, turn on the IIS web server in the server, right? So if you ask me, what is a server? Then maybe this course is not for you, right? This session is probably not for you because at this point you should know what server is. I will give you a little bit of basics, just with examples, not going into what server is because we got a huge amount of resources for you if you really want to do that. So then it will be more like, we're phasing into that project and understand the project and what I do, what kind of sysadmin type of stuff you have to deal with, and we'll complete the project. So once we complete the project, then you're going to have an idea of, okay, that's just one project and I was so involved in it. That's just going to start breaking the ice for you. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
Okay. So now what we have here, as you know from the previous sessions, and if you have missed our previous sessions as a help desk, then I highly recommend you go back up to our YouTube channel, click on it, our YouTube channel, and go to the playlist. And once you go to the playlist, then go back to the live sessions that we have done, because in that sessions, we have installed what? We have created a domain controller and we have created a VPN server, right?
Yeah, and we connected.
So you already know if you were to get hired in a company as a junior system administrator, do you really think they're going to say that, oh, we're going to hire you as a junior system, come on, create our domain controller for us? No, not really. You're going to get hired as a junior sysadmin because you need to now start managing some little stuff in there to help a senior sysadmin. Now that senior sysadmin have already done that infrastructure part for you. That's why you were what? You're junior, right?
Yeah.
Does it make sense to you?
Yeah.
When somebody hire you as a help desk, that doesn't mean that they want you to create everything as a help desk. It's already done for you. You go there and you help them. Right?
You're restricted.
You're restricted. So here, your domain controller is already done, and the rest of the other servers are done too. So now we have a task that I hired you, and I'm like, Khalid, I think I'm just going to give you this project, and I'm going to go ahead and spin up a 2019 server inside a VMware virtual environment. Now, this is the first point I'm making right here. So skill, we're going to talk about skills right here. You will 90% of the time right now, you will not see a systems administrator going out there and holding or bringing a physical server, like a big server, and doing all that physical stuff and turning on, oops, I was about to drop my lemon right here. All right. So he's not going to be doing that and creating a normal server for a product. It's just, if somebody does that, I'm be like, are you living in 2005? What's going on with you? Right? So the skills have drastically transformed throughout these years. So what are we using when we deploy a server? What do we use?
Clouds.
No. When we right now, what kind of technology are we using currently?
Cloud.
Right? Is it just cloud?
In terms of,
Let's go back to our let me see if I can.
Hybrid.
So are you
Hybrid,
talking
yeah.
Who
about
said
like
that?
Windows Server?
Who said that
2000?
hybrid?
That was me, your student.
Oh, that was me, my student.
Simple answer.
Okay, guys. There you go. And Windu, I'm gonna also give some shout out to the chat people because they're always there. And Windu is always there. Windu, first of all, I want to say thank you for always being here, man. You're awesome. So here you go. Look, guys, we already have a business right here that's running, right? And we got a server 80 running here. So this is an on-prem environment, remember, right?
Mm-hmm.
On-prem. And then we're not talking even about cloud right now. The current technology that currently we are heavily using is what? Is virtualization.
Yeah.
And inside the virtualization, what is the top one right now?
VMware.
VMware. So in the top one right now that you are gonna see is
ESXi.
VMware, not ESXi. ESXi is a host environment, remember, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hearing my sound again.
So
So
it's
if you-
like, so Danish, it's like we have a physical box and we have installed a VMware,
Mhm.
ESXi, and then we are running applications on the top of that. And one of the application is Active Directory.
Exactly. So not application. Active Directory is a little different than application. It's basically a feature of a server, right? It's
Right. Features of Windows Server.
So here you go. It's a role and then features. That's kind of like a different thing. It's not just an application. So that's something we can go later on and talk about.
Mhm.
But here,
is there a difference between VirtualBox and VMware, or is it the same concept?
okay. So the VirtualBox runs on top of an operating system,
Okay.
right? So
Same if you Hyper-V, right?
let's say this is my operating system that I have, and this is Windows 10, right? So inside this window, when you log in, you're already inside a software, right? You're already inside an operating system, right? So then you can turn on the VirtualBox. You can install it as an application on top of Windows 10, on top of Windows 10. This is VirtualBox, right? VBox. So you can see now that is a software-defined type of virtualization. That's not a bare metal virtualization. So it uses, so your Windows 10 is also using the resources while your Windows 10 is giving resources to the VirtualBox. Okay?
Yeah, double.
When we do ESXi and the example that you guys are seeing right here, this is running on top of the hardware as an operating system. Does it make sense to you, Khalid?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so it's using the RAM, the CPU, and everything, but it can tell you that I want to give this much RAM to this much, this machine, this machine, this machine. So it is more powerful.
It's not just application then.
Yeah, it's not an application. It's an operating system on its own. This ESXi is kind of like that. That's like VMware have designed it. They have coded it and everything. Everything is running from their end, and that is exactly what you guys are seeing right now is this right here. So let me show you the host right here. So if you guys can tell me what is this host right here, if anybody can give me an answer, is this running on a bare metal? Is this running on a server? Or is this also running inside somewhere?
No, it looks like it's inside.
How did you figure that?
Well, it says IP address, host name. I don't know. I can't see anything.
Well, what does that? That's networking. What does that have to do with the virtualization?
Yeah, actually, I don't know. Install date.
Check it out. It's easy. Check it out. What's the manufacturer?
Oh yeah,
VMware.
So this type of setup is called what? It's called nested virtualization.
Mm-hmm.
So you can run a ESXi inside an ESXi. Okay, now this is going to become too confusing for you guys. So first of all, let's not talk too much about nested kind of stuff. The first thing for you guys to learn is that you can put a ESXi, let's say for example, this is a USB right here, guys. So this is a USB, you put a ESXi ISO on this, you burn it. This is operating system. You plug it into a hardware, which is your Dell, HP, you plug it in there, you start it, and you what? You install ESXi, and then you see something like this, what is in front of you.
Fully ISO. Yep.
Everybody clear?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so why did we even started this before you in our project? Why did I even mention this? Anyone?
Just
Well,
to give a gist.
because you could install like any virtual machine on it, or
Yeah. If you were a system administrator and you were given this project and you don't know anything about virtualization, how can you even run that project?
That's true.
So number one thing you should note to yourself right now is you should start learning about virtualization. So two things you can focus on, VMware and Hyper-V. These are the two top ones right now.
Mm-hmm.
My suggestion to you is going to be, even if I'm a sysadmin in a Windows environment, I'm still going to be using VMware because that's the top one.
it's only the one, right? What you
VMware,
could
Hyper-V.
install as operational system.
So when you start learning about VMware, it's not just about ESXi, it's about vCenter. In a companies, they are using vCenter to manage. So for example, Gulreen, I may have something like this. So the server that you guys are seeing, this is what? This is one
ESXi, yeah.
This is what? This is one host, right?
Mm-hmm.
That has what? 30 GB RAM, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I gave it how many CPUs? 8 vCPUs or 8 CPUs, hardware, whatever it is, 8 vCPUs, right? This is called that. So what if in the company, I need more than that? I will buy another hardware, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be host 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if I need more? What if I need, like, let's say 600 TB RAM, 600 GB RAM or plus RAM? Do I need a lot of hosts right there, right?
Right.
Now, you guys saw me, I just logged into this host from username and password, root and password, right?
Yeah.
But if I want to manage all of these hosts now as a systems administrator, what do I need then?
Oh, you just need to connect probably to that VMware.
vCenter.
Yeah, vCenter.
vCenter.
So that's their enterprise level products, and they will control from one portal, from one web page, you can control all of these hosts.
Like
Yeah.
a domain, right?
Like a domain. There you go. I mean, that's same concept, right? But the powerful piece of this is that in virtualization, if one of my domain server goes down, then if this goes down, this whole host goes down, automatically without any downtime, my server is going to come over here with no problem.
Hmm.
Now you see the power of virtualizations right there.
Yeah.
Could that happen in the physical environment? No, right?
No.
You would need a lot more than that. You would need a lot of physical type of software to doing backups and everything. So it was a pain in the dash because of this. We didn't have this before, right? So system administration job was extremely manual. You need to know a lot about hardware. Okay, you need to know about NICs. You need to know about NIC management. Even you still need to know about that kind of stuff, but not at that level like before. You need to know extensively about RAIDs, right? What if one goes down and all that kind of stuff? You still have to do all that kind of stuff, but very minimum level. People will hire you based on these skills. They're not going to hire you based on how much you know about a hardware as a systems administrator. Does it make sense to you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not only it after that, right? It's always about, okay, what can I do with this virtual machine? So is a virtualization concept clear for you guys? And now you guys took a note that what do I need to learn? VMware.
Virtualization.
VMware,
VMware.
Hyper-V.
VMware.
Exactly.
VMware RAID.
Perfect. So now, okay, now we're going to go and then let's say, fast forward, we install 2 virtual operating systems. Now this training is not about how to install virtualization. That's I already gave you that point. You need to learn about it, right? So let's say you learned it and you have what? You have created a server inside this VMware environment by creating here, click, and then you went to all of that process that we have done multiple times, right? You picked an ISO, and what do we do? What do we have here? We have one server, which is running what? 2000, it says 2016, but it's 2019. I don't know why I didn't update that. But
So Danish, I have a question, like which Windows server are you using?
I'm using 2019.
So, so you have a Windows Server 2019, and then you install then you have a feature on the Windows Server 2019 that
Exactly.
is VMware host.
No. So you're missing the point right here. So the server itself is now a VM virtual machine. It has nothing to do with virtualization now.
Okay, so that is
Right.
what you talked about, nested one.
The nested, yeah, that's something you can disregard that. That's a little advanced right there. So right now you have a hardware, and on the hardware we are putting an ESXi, which is a virtualization type of platform, and then on top of that we are installing what? A server, like a virtual
Server. A server in the server.
So guys, let me make this easy now, because this was for last project. I'm going to rename this from Canada to what? Now I'm going to make it server. Let's make it a little simple, okay? And this becomes our staff.
Client.
Client or staff, right? So now I'm going to open this. So Green, this is a virtual machine right here. So that's why I say, if you're not getting this, you got to learn this, right?
Right.
And learning about what? Virtualization, right?
Right.
And we have done this in many sections. So if people are confused right now, they want to learn more about virtualization, make sure you go back to our channel, and we have done a full playlist on virtualization, and we even show full hardware. How do you turn on a Windows server into a VMware ESXi, and also how do you install a Hyper-V installation, Gulreen? So if you are interested, make sure you go for that playlist, okay?
Yeah, I see all of them. Really, really good.
Okay, so thank you. So now moving on, we have a server. So let's go ahead and open this server. So you see why I say that you need to know about virtualization, because all of these things that I'm doing, guys, I know these things, right? That's why I'm clicking on certain things. That's the virtualization skills right there, right? So if you were to deploy this server, the first thing you need to know how to even deploy a server in a virtual environment, right?
Right.
Or because the reason I started this lab from here, because you already got stuck. So that's number one skill that you need to master. Not master, just learn it, okay? So now let's go ahead and open two machines right here to get to our project. And our project remember, the project is not for me to perform this project fully. This is the project that I'm showing you the skills. Are you guys getting my point right here? I know it's like hard to explain this stuff, because the project is to teach you the skills, and we are already in it. If I ask you guys, what do you guys need to learn the first thing? What would be that?
VMware.
Virtualization.
Perfect. There you go. So guys, now we have on the left side, can anybody tell me what's on the left side and what's on the right side? Both looks the same.
It's domain, and on the right side
it's not domain, but it's how can
One is a server and one is a client.
How did you figure that?
On the top it said server.
Because I said so, right? But if, let's say I didn't put that in there, then
yeah, how to identify them? I don't know.
Is the Windows 10 that's running?
Okay.
So
number one, there are multiple ways you can do it. The simple way is to log into it, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's one way we can do it.
Another way would be what? By clicking on it, and what does it give you right here?
Server.
Right?
Yeah.
So of course you already know information from it, but there's another way also. The client behaves in a certain way now with this new GUI method. The client behaves in server. If I double click on here, it's gonna give me the username and password area, right? If I double click on the right side, it won't do that. In servers, it won't do that. You have to do all control delete to get to that point. You see that? Client is to make it easy for people, and server is for them. So if I ask you this guys question, can anyone tell me what is server?
Well, it provides more connections for
Server is
clients.
Yeah.
I mean, like
server provides services to the clients.
Very good answer. Yeah, that's. I mean, to be honest, like there are formal definition for this too, but when you say serve services, like if you want to make it easy for yourself, right? Serve services, right? On the left side, you have operating system, and that's designed for operating something, operating an application. You open up a Word and stuff like that, but you cannot give it out to many people. You can share a file and stuff like that from operating system too. You can also give services from operating system too, but there is what? there's limitation, right?
Yeah.
So if I wanted to prove it to you, number one is the big one, just for example, I hope I remember these passwords. Oh my
1,
God.
2, 3.
Password pound 1.
It's so easy password. You guys can hack into it if you guys want to. So let me know if you anyone want to hack in. So just give me a heads up, okay? Okay, you already know from our last training when you have a password issues and stuff like that, where would you go?
To Active Directory.
To Active Directory. Perfect. Great job. Because this is where the getting stuck point came in. I logged in at what account? I logged in what account? What account did I use in these two machines right now? Was it a local account or was it a domain account?
No, it was domain account.
Now, no, it was not. It was a domain account because it was slash.
Slash
Your
the
domain name.
It was a
Okay.
domain slash and then account, right?
Yeah.
So guys, so here's another point for you. All of these things that I'm going to talk, there's going to be major point that I want to talk. That's why I'm doing this video with you guys. So the first thing, if you didn't know about Active Directory right now, there you go. You got another stoppage right here in your career. How can you learn about the server at the domain level when you don't even know how to get into the server from which type of account? If you log in as a local account, then yes, you can do a lot with the server, but that's still missing too many stuff when it's not joined on a domain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it making sense to you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why help desk skills with Active Directory Office 365 is must. Okay. So now, if I want to prove it to you, the biggest difference, and this is like there are many different examples people can give you about the server, but the simple example I like to show in my training is this. Let's share a folder. Let's call it share here. And let's do share over here. And let's share this. And I think I already showed this example before too, but maybe this will make it more. I'm gonna share this, okay?
Mhm.
So guys, on this screen, I want you guys to notice something. Attention to detail kind of stuff, right? If somebody show you these two screens, Khalid or anybody, and they ask you now, and if let's say I do that game with you with a cup, like I turn the cup around like this and this and this, and I do the same thing, I change the name of this machine, right? And I make it the same. What would you tell me which one is a server right here by looking at the screen? Which one is a server? And tell me why.
Well, it says limit the number of the users, and on the client it says 20, right? And on the
What will
server
happen
side,
if somebody, the 21st person connect to the share of a Windows 10 machine?
well, just will not connect him, like refuse.
You won't be able to access that file, right?
Yeah.
But with the server level, they will be able to access many files. So that's for local people, local inside. If you were to share that folder with your department, you have 1,000 people, you're good to go. Right? You're good to go.
Yeah.
Anybody? Anybody have a question?
So it's just differentiating between client and server? How do we get to know that?
This process was to show you the power of server versus client. Okay. Now this is not it. Of course, then server has what? A server manager.
Server manager.
Server has a role. Server has features. Now with Windows, you can also get those type of roles and features. Some of it, but not many of it is not. It won't work for many of the things, right?
Yeah, just not designed for that.
It's not designed for that. So you don't use client for something that we would like to share. So what is our goal over here? If we go back to our, let me open Paint right here. I'm trying to like jumping around with different type of thing because I messed up the first one. So guys, now we are coming back to our main project when we clear like our hurdles, right? We clear the little bridges right here to get to this point. You see how hard it is even to get to. I could have simply started a project on a server, and there you see how many things are already missed in here. If I would have done that with you guys, there's too many things missing already, right? So I don't call this a real training then. If somebody gets into a server like that, then you're already confused, right? Your start is bad. So now if we talk about this project right now, we need to do what? We have one server that's running 2019, right?
Yeah.
And that's connected to our domain. We already know that. It's connected to our Active Directory. So we already got the Active Directory users and everything working nicely. Got it? So we were given a task to now, let's say we need to deploy a website. It doesn't matter what website it is. We're not web developers right here. We don't care about that stuff, right? We need to deploy this website because somebody have given us certain things, right? Now, here's the thing. It's a very important point for you guys to know. What do I mean by that? When somebody give us things and we deploy it. Anybody?
Deploying means basically a
Permissions?
lot of people can see. You can give it to a lot of people in terms of deployment to
Okay, let me explain to you. So a systems administrator job in the beginning, like I said, it is very dominated by what the company is using, remember? So if the company tells you that we need that product, we just bought it for $1 million. And let's say this is a search product. This is an enterprise level product right here in front of you guys. This is something that a lot of people will be using in the company right now. This is an enterprise level product right there, right? Now, you see, you're going to be asking me right now, do I really need to know about this product? What the hell? Like, am I a product administrator? Right? Right, guys? You guys are going to think like that, right? Like you were thinking to yourself that in my training in MCSA, Khalid, if I ask you, have you ever seen or somebody talked about products like this?
Nope.
No, right? But when you started working in a real company, they have products like these, right? That's why they're making money. That's why they're running their company, right? They're not running a company by just installing a server. What's the point? So your job, like if you ask me now, Danish, I don't need to know about products. I'm not going to become a product expert here. Why do I need to know about this? Anybody?
You need to know as much about all different type of products. If that's what the company's providing, you got to get well versed in what they're selling, because that's going to make you that much better of an employee.
Yes, get the point. But then why okay, that's a selling part and everything, but why are you involved in it? Why is this your job?
Because you're system administrator, you responsible
got to
for a
administer the
system.
product that they're selling.
But what is technical about this? Like, okay, the product is there, but why are we getting involved in this? Why can't it be just a web developer?
No, specific.
Because you just
Sorry,
need to
Danish,
manage that.
for what thing we need, what question you have? Can you please repeat?
The question is that we are given this product by a company. This is an enterprise level product. And then why do you need to know, why are you getting involved as a, you can simply say that, hey, this is a product. I never seen this before. Why are you guys giving me this job? Why is this part of my job?
Because you're main IT guy.
You're the IT guy, got it. But IT, or, if there are many other products that we don't deal with, we don't even touch it. Why would this specific product or any product that I think that I'm talking to you guys right now, that it's going to be a part of your job, then what makes sense to you guys? What is coming up to your head that, why is Danish saying that this is something that I need to know about, but there should be a reason?
You might need to use it.
You need to use it, right? That's a good point right there. But if the product has to do with what? If the product has to be deployed on what?
On client machines. So you need to know how to troubleshoot that.
More than a client machine, it has to be deployed. If you're a sysadmin, then it has to be deployed on
On the server.
server.
Oh,
yeah. You only get involved in a product level type of troubleshooting and getting into that skills. And that's why I say, the reality of your job as a sysadmin is not by learning servers. The reality is that when you start landing a job, then you're going to start to learn about those products. Now, the cool thing about this, are they expecting you to know about this product? No. But are they expecting you to run this product through something that everybody's running on? Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was saying that explains a lot, because like a job interview that I went to, the last job interview that I went to, they were dealing with cloud and server and things like that. They were more concerned about what I can learn and how fast I can learn it than about what I can do or what I know,
Perfect. Because first of all, when a company buy a product like this, they're not like $5 type of products, guys. They're not going to they're not going to hire you for $5 type of product, right? These products are what? Companies are investing how much money? $50,000, $100,000, and $1 million, right? So the products that I worked on, that's $1.2 million CMS system, content management system. We're talking about when people hire you and they're paying you $100,000, they're not going to hire you for something like a WordPress. Doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
Why would they give you $120,000 for what? Because they're already investing into
wow.
what? A company that is what?
Old book.
Does it make sense to you guys?
Yeah, because they're making money on this
What
product,
was it?
particular one. So you need to figure out how it works.
Okay, so I think who's on the mic? Please, guys, make sure you guys put yourself on the mute. All right, so we cleared this. If you were getting involved in most, like I said, why I'm choosing this product, because it touched many systems inside as a systems administrator, so you can practice. That's why you can come to this website, download their product, and just play around with it. Okay, nothing else. It's not gonna, this product is not going to work. I'm not training you on a product, by the way. We will not even touch the product inside. I'm just going to show you now. Okay, so the first thing, as a system administrator, we went in there. Of course, after this, there's another part of it too. You need to be a project management type of person. You got to be involved in a project. These things doesn't come like you're sitting there today, they're going to give you a $50,000 product and you just on your own and you just go and start downloading things. No, right? It's a full team. You go with them, you basically talk to a project managers, they put tasks with you, and everybody do their job. So you get involved with how many other people as a sysadmin?
The whole company.
The whole company, project managers, the team that is involved in it, why they choose this product, who is going to be working as a web developer. Why a web developer and sysadmin works like this on products. So this creates a lot of different type of areas and issues and good things later on, but we're going to talk about this later on, right? We cannot do finish in one day, right? So that's something later on, but this is another part that will be very important for you when you go to the interviews, that they will ask you a question, how good are you with project management? How can you complete a project on the time? Because that's why they're hiring you as a sysadmin. So if your answers are not good and you don't have a good background in this type of stuff, then you should start looking at the projects and proving to them that, look, I have done as a help desk person, but I have done this type of projects on my own. Does it make sense to you guys?
Mm-hmm.
So that tells them that this guy is not only just technical, he just doesn't want this job, but this person knows a little bit about more than a bit at a business level stuff. Because a corporate job like that, like 80K, 90K is like that. They don't give you like that, right? So if we are installing this product right now, let's see how many areas it's going to start touching. So let's go ahead and download the first application, which is the main application of this product. So right now, don't think too much about the application itself, right? This is not your area right now. So I'm gonna show you.
It's diagnostic tool.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you what would be the more important thing with this application, what we need to touch basically. So the first thing is I'm installing a search enterprise level search product, which is, we don't have to think anything about it. It's a site basically. Think about that, okay? Then we need to install this diagnostic stuff. So let's go ahead and download that. Then we're gonna install this .NET stuff. Let's go ahead and download that. And then we're going to start this API stuff. We're going to download this one too. Now, can I just do this blindly like this at my work? Can I just do this kind of process? If you guys think this is pretty easy, I'm just going to go to a site and do this, right?
Yeah.
You can't do that, right? If you were to give in this project that you need to install this product on a server, what do you need to follow?
Guidelines by the company.
Wait, what's that again? Sorry?
Guidelines.
Guidelines, documentation, right?
Right.
So the first thing is as a sysadmin, you have to be really, really involved in documentation. Very important. Because every single step matters when you deploy a project like that. Because if you miss something very small, then you got a problem, right? And fixing something small like that because you missed something is very hard to fix in sysadmin career as a new person, right? Yeah. Because that's a different thing you need to know. So now we have got the tools right here. If you look at it right now, so fast forward, the documentation tells me that I need what to run this product. If I want to give this website, make it available to people, what do I need on a server?
I guess help desk, documentation or something like that.
No. If I want to make this product available to my world publicly, what do I need?
A drive.
Are you talking
share
about the first layer?
Share it.
Okay. Let me make it even more. I'm not talking about staff member. I want to make it available to public outside.
An IP,
Oh, outside.
IP address,
So
IP, you're getting close.
VPN.
Why would I give VPN access to outside people?
well, you need to share through FTP or something
My
like that.
domain name?
outside people, meaning like you're coming to my jobskillshare.org. Did I give you VPN to go to my website?
No.
We need domain, right? Like a.
Anybody on the chat? If this is my product and I want to, now let me make it even more. When you guys go to Amazon to shop something,
URL.
Internet.
good URL, everything is good right now. But here's
You got to create an account for that person. It's like a.
Okay, good guys. Let me make it. When you guys go to Amazon to buy a product, do you guys need VPN? Do you? Okay, you already know the link.
You create an account.
Subscription, like I'll offer a free.
When I go to Amazon, do I need subscription to open that website?
Just
No.
internet.
No, just an
Oh,
account.
so, yeah, domain name. Domain name.
For what you ordered.
Okay, let me say it again. Let me make it even more like if I want to go to the web page, I want to make it publicly available, that page to people. What do I need? Amazon is available to us.
Well, you need to have like your IP address, what is available from.
We already got
Valid
that.
certificate.
We already got it. We don't need accounts or anything. I just need to open a website and somebody is giving me that ability to go to Amazon.com. What is that?
You need a domain.
You need a host.
Domain name.
Public cloud.
Host. Somebody said host.
That was your student again.
Okay, it's still not right though.
Yeah.
Host name.
There you go. Check the chat right there, guys. What is that?
Web page, web server.
Web server. Guys, you don't need you don't need account to go to the websites. You don't need VPN to go to the websites. You don't need to know about the IP address to go to. I mean, come on, you guys know the Amazon. I don't remember that. Amazon is not even a static IP; it's a dynamic IP address, right? So you need first an ability to give like somebody to access your website, right? And I said publicly, public, not even my staff members, public, right? So in Windows environment, what is that called? What is that web server?
The domain.
IIS.
Web server.
IIS. There you go, web server.
Huh?
So how do I install IIS on a server?
Well, I guess manage.
Good job. You're gonna go to manage and then go where?
I just recently installed it. Add role in future.
Then you're gonna go where?
Add a role.
Go add a role. Perfect. So I'm gonna do role. What do I pick right here?
ISS
server.
web
Web
server.
server.
IIS web server.
Perfect. I'm just gonna add features. So okay, now stopping over here because that's the skill you need to learn, right? We're not gonna just click next because we want to talk about what sysadmin stuff right here, right? So here's another thing. After the VMware, you guys learned what? You guys learned about what operating system as just normal operating system, how to install a server, right?
Right.
After installing a server, what is another most important skill you should learn as a sysadmin?
What you're doing right now, the features.
What I'm doing right now, well, just features overall. I'm not, IIS is just one feature right there, right? But like IIS is just one role, sorry, but there are multiple other things that we have discussed. What about the Active Directory that we did?
Right.
What about the DHCP DNS stuff? What about the network controller, Hyper-V in there? If you wanted to use Hyper-V, not a VMware, then you're gonna learn about Hyper-V. What about the remote desktop services? What if I wanted to, maybe sometimes I want to give ability to people to reset their password from a web page, right? These are all solutions, right?
Also, those are all features that are acted that you're putting onto the web server, right?
Exactly. That's what. So who gets to call that? Who gets to tell you that to put these features?
Administrator.
Okay, you are the sysadmin. Who tells you to put
Manager.
The
Or
manager.
the
Most
owner
likely-
of the company.
most likely
The
the manager,
CTO?
or even if it's a systems administrator, that person will have authority over you, right?
Mhm.
So this is not something in a company that you can just go and just say, I love DHCP or fax features, so let me just go ahead and put that in the company. You can't do that. Does it make sense to you guys?
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Correct.
So where is the problem with the help desk right here? Why do the help desk people complain that I can't get a job? Anybody?
They don't know. They don't know how to explain these things.
They don't know how to explain it, and they don't do these things.
Right.
How many times have you guys done this stuff?
Never.
Just
No,
the
not at
fees
all.
times on Active Directory, but
Just
never
for Active Directory
web server.
because you wanted to
Yeah.
learn about the resetting passwords kind of stuff, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Mhm.
But you never
Yeah.
learn Active Directory to replicate things, right?
Yeah.
So this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is a critical moment for you guys to capture this moment and sit back and realize that, yes, that's my problem, right? This is my problem. And that's why I'm doing this training, because half of our people on JobSkillshare, 45,000 members on the site, 41,000 on the YouTube, have these type of questions on a daily basis to me. My WhatsApp is full of messages. It's like every time I sleep at 12 o'clock from somewhere from other country, when they're waking up with they're fresh, I'm having a problem with not getting a job as a sysadmin. Of course, I don't look at it at 12 o'clock. But don't take me wrong. I feel like the reason I'm saying this very aggressively is that this is where your problem is, right? Are you guys feeling the problem?
Yes.
So
Oh, yeah.
what you need to do is, when I show you this project, try to replicate this project and think over it, that how many other projects are required just like that in the companies, right?
Mhm.
So server can give you different type of features. Server can give you different type of roles to accomplish a business problem, or maybe something that they want to fix, or something that they want to achieve. Like, for example, these days, what is the biggest problem today with a lot of people? They're working from home, right?
Yeah.
So when they reset a password, what's happening with them? A lot of people can't do all control delete. They don't know how to do that, right?
Correct.
If they're using Mac, that's a different keys right there, right?
Mhm.
So wouldn't it be nice for me to just spin up a remote services and just give them a web page with their username and password being reset from there? Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
That will clear all the out control delete kind of issues, and that will limit 50% of my help desk calls. So I, as a system administrator, became a very productive sysadmin because I came with a solution.
So one question,
Go ahead.
what you just said right now, setting up that sort of option for users, right?
Mhm.
Would that fall, I don't know if this is a good question, would that fall under remote desktop services or remote access? Or what kind of service would that be?
It would be remote desktop services, but I'm not exactly sure, but we can check it out right now. Hold on. Yeah, it's remote desktop services. This is how you check it too, if you don't remember. Here you go.
Wow. Thank
Because
you.
it tells you at the end. I don't want to do this because we'll do this later on. This is something good too, but not today. We can do multiple projects, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, but that's just to show you right there. Like even I don't remember things like that, right? But you can go ahead to find the feature of it, right?
Okay.
So look at this. I'm gonna uncheck this, and what do I want to install first? I want to install IIS. So then I'm gonna skip something over here just to show you how will you find out issues too. Then okay. So now I'm just gonna click next. And with this feature, and the reason I'm focusing on IIS is, if you know about IIS, that's the biggest one in in a Windows world and in its servers. If you know about IIS and you start talking about IIS, people are gonna start taking you seriously. Okay?
Okay.
Because there are a lot of websites, .NET websites, and many type of companies are using either IIS or they're using Apache Linux,
Yeah.
stuff, right? You guys know that.
Mhm.
So now we're gonna go next here and install this. This is what? Somebody answered that before. We're installing what right now?
Mhm.
We're installing
ISS,
Web server.
web server.
Web server.
web server. Because we were giving a project, and now we have installed a web server to accomplish that project. Without this, I couldn't do it. So now, if I take you guys back again, why am I involved in this project? Why people will hire me? Or why will someone give me that product to do this job? Can I say no to that this job right now?
Of course not. You need to do that.
I will get fired. Right?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? This is running on a IIS servers. Dude, this is not something you can just say, no, I'm going to use Apache because I like Apache. It doesn't work that way.
No.
Right? So, Oscar, welcome. I think I'm seeing you for the first time as well. How are you?
Thank you.
So, okay. I hope you guys are, Are you guys enjoying this, by the way? Is this good? I mean, this is something
Oh,
different.
heck yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm gonna do
Yeah,
this
it's a lot
at
of
home.
fun.
Yes.
So while this is getting installed, and then you guys can ask me questions, this will give me a little bit break because I don't want to die from talking, not getting corona, but maybe talking I might just in front of you guys just be like this, like, you know. If anybody have a question on the chat, you guys can also. Capital, I appreciate you over there because you're always helping us. I would definitely want you to be in the live too. Windu also, you're always there, so thank you so much. We're missing KevTech today. He's actually sick, guys. I hope he recovered. He's not sick with like a virus or anything. He has a some tummy problem. So if you guys are watching this, we're going to continue our KevTech level 1 skills and troubleshooting, and we have done that for almost 12 hours so far now, right? That's a lot of knowledge right there. Wow. So if you're brand new, make sure you kind of continue on that because that's where you're learning a junior level sysadmin, but you're a help desk. Think about that right there. Okay?
That's nice.
So we're not teaching you like how to assign a ticket. That's not what we want to do. We want to teach you real skills. So then even if you leave that job, you're so comfortable that, look, I am so knowledgeable. I have these skills. I can get another job. I don't care about if somebody fired me today. Today, if you want to develop that feeling, you got to get to the level where you feel like this. Okay. So then you're not dependent and you're not scared to move up. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now we have installed our web server. So we have done what? We have done one phase of our web server right now. Is my job done yet?
No.
My job is not done because I have to still follow the documentation to now implement that specific product that company is using, right?
Yeah, I need to configure it.
And as a sysadmin, still I have to do that because it's still working on my server. Now, a web developer job is to create this website and fix it for my company specific customization, how the website will look, how the search will work, everything like that. But can I tell a web developer to come and help me out and, you know, install this for me?
No.
No, he will say you're supposed to do that.
There you go, right? So now I'm gonna run an application right here. So how do I run an application? I'm gonna right click on here and run it as a system administrator. So if you wanna do the same process, so just follow along with this application. Don't try to get into the application yet. That's not your area right now, okay? So try to understand what's connected to this application is why I'm focusing and bringing you guys back. Don't go anywhere else. Don't go anywhere else. I'm going to bring you back to the server. I'm going to bring you back to the server always, right? So that's going to be my focus in this training, okay? Windu, I will dance. He said, because there are 40% of the votes out of 141 people said you need to dance. I will dance, but not today, because the moment is not for dancing right now. There's a lot of people that are struggling. So I don't want to turn that into, you know, just for respect, okay? Okay, guys, what's going on over here?
You are installing Net Framework.
How do I
no, it didn't go through. It didn't go through.
So how do I get this fixed?
You go back on the roles and the features.
So yeah,
you did that. You already did this. I know for sure.
.NET framework. We need to add.
We need to add .NET, but how do I add .NET again?
So I saw that option when you went to that IAS. I saw that option there.
Oh, good.
Role right there, right? Yeah.
Well, I like that because you're giving attention to what you're doing, right?
Yeah, server roles.
So I'm gonna go here, and how do I get the .NET? How do I install?
.NET framework feature is there. Yeah.
I expand it, and I click on it. Do I need these two on the bottom, by the way?
No.
So again,
Yes, you
another.
do.
Why do I need this?
Because HTTP has to do with web services, no?
Yeah, but that's not required right now for this specific, because application will add its own services. Because remember,
It's already running on the old.
we're already going to download an application that has developed their applications to install certain things on their own. So they're going to say, oh, do you have IIS? So I'm just going to add myself or my features to it. Maybe later on, they may add this for us as well. So we're not adding extra things that are not required, right?
Okay.
So here's the thing.
.NET, yeah.
So here's another thing for you, for a lot of people, is that when you go to these features, you don't just pick, because it seems to be more fun for me to pick everything, right?
Yeah.
Right? Because then what will happen to your server?
You will use all the
Run slow.
space.
Exactly. Space is not an issue over here. What is that? You're going to add more features to it. You're going to open what? Security holes, right? Your server is not more open. You're going to
complicate stuff.
You're going to complicate stuff for yourself. Exactly. And some features may not even work with other applications. So every time you are deploying an application, make sure that you read their guidelines. They will even give you screenshots of what you need to do. So sysadministrator, this stuff you should learn it, but you shouldn't get into every single feature. Like I said, Microsoft is not controlling every single thing in the companies. Microsoft is specifically touching some areas, like for example, containers. Do I need containers over here?
I don't think so.
Right?
No.
I mean, Microsoft has so many other things. You're not just going to learn all of this stuff. So again, this is something I didn't talk about. Don't try to learn every feature over here. Only learn the one that I'm basically telling you in the beginning, so then it makes more sense and it's more used in the market right now. Okay. Some Microsoft is crap. Microsoft is not even there. Some people are using other features for caching, for network load balancing, for firewalls. We don't use Microsoft, right? There are better solutions other than that, right?
I see. Okay.
So that's why I say that don't try to, like, if you came over here and you got, oh my God, I got to learn about all these features. No, you don't need to do that. Now, it's good for you to take that MCSA course. Why is that? And Khalid took this course. And why is the MCSA course good then? Because they cover most of these features. So now you see, your MCSA does have a positive side. That's why I said in my trainings, I never say that don't do certification. I say that when you do certification, smartly use it.
Yeah. Right.
Because a lot of us, when we go to certification, we just get the paper, right?
And the questions.
Right? So now, after this training, you're going to be more focused, right? When you do all these MCSA type of stuff, and they're going to say, Microsoft can do this, Microsoft can do this, Microsoft. So what is Microsoft doing over here? Microsoft is just promoting their product and their features. But in a real world, if you ask a sysadmin, are we using their features like that? No, we're not using every single feature. We're using Cisco features, we're using Cloudflare features, we're using Linux features, we're doing combinations of everything, okay?
Okay.
Whatever makes my business work faster and efficiently, I'm going to go for that. And I'm going to tell my CEOs that this is my solution. And they're going to say, wow, okay, this is saving us money. Screw Microsoft. Right?
Well, it works. Okay.
So there you go. We're going to install that .NET. Now, here's the thing. This may be very smooth installation, but it's not always like that. You know, this is where you're going to have issues. .NET will not work. Some application will not work. Some feature may not work. So that's where you're going to get into troubleshooting, which is not a part of this training today. That's a different world right there, right? That's why when we started the help desk, we started with the career question to break you in. Then we started showing you Active Directory. We started showing you group policy and stuff like that. And at the end, we started troubleshooting. Because it doesn't make sense for people to start troubleshooting without you even knowing what's going on. Does it make sense?
It does, yeah.
Absolutely.
That's why we teach Active Directory in our live training and on the free training on YouTube, Active Directory, because everything starts from there in a company. That's your access. You get into a company. You access everything through Active Directory. So your whole thing is connected to Active Directory. So then how can you even troubleshoot when you don't know about Active Directory? Is everything making sense right now?
Absolutely.
Okay. So that's how we teach, guys. I know it takes, to be honest, our trainings, our talking takes too long. But when somebody really think about it, you're going to be 3x time faster learner than a person who is just going left and right. So it's worth it to spend this kind of time and listen. And what I'm saying, this will save you huge amount of time and you're going to grow very fast rather than just getting into putting your levels in AWS. I want to do security. I want to do, I love Wireshark. Let me just get to Wireshark stuff. No, don't do that. Try to be better at one feature at a time and then move up. Okay.
Okay.
That's a common mistake. A lot of people come to me and they're like, man, I'm so confused. Somebody tell me to do AWS. I'm like, what do you want to do? Like, what do you like?
Yeah.
Like,
A jack of all trades, but a master in none.
Yeah. And I'm like, if you go to the company, are they going to hire you for everything? Are they going to pay you $100,000 for your AWS stuff, or $100,000 for sysadmin stuff, $100,000 for this stuff? They're not going to pay you nothing for that stuff, right?
Correct.
They're going to pay you only one title. That's it. So why are you even stressing about, right? Okay. So any questions so far?
Learning.
Learning.
Yeah, man, I got a lot to learn.
No problem. If you keep watching these videos, and at some point, I guess you guys are going to be better than me, and you guys are going to come back and say, Danish, let me teach you, man. You were teaching something crappy the way you were teaching boring stuff, you know?
Okay.
Can you give a quick summary on how to use ITL in your job? ITL is a total different thing. No quick summary for that. It's a different framework. So it's not worth it to talk about it in this training. It's a total different framework, right? It has so many different levels. So not right now. I hope you don't mind it. It's going to take people away, right? But we'll do it. We'll talk about it. I know it's important. Welcome, MKG. So, okay, this definitely takes time, guys. So let's just see what we can do here. So the concept is definitely clear. And if people are watching this and like, how do you install all these servers and everything? So 2 ways, like I said, you can either buy from us. So the thing that I'm actually using, this is our member server. And one of our members in this training as well. I'm not sure if Eddie's still here and he's not sleeping. Eddie, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so yeah, so Eddie have access to something like this. So it's a 30 GB RAM that we give out to our members, and with the 8 vCPUs, so you can do a lot of heavy work on our servers for 30 days. But if you don't want to invest that kind of money, you don't want to like, okay, why would I invest money if I can buy my own 32 GB laptop for, let's say, $1,000 or something like that, then of course you can do that, okay? You don't need 32 GB, you can have 16 GB, so you'll be good. Okay, so will our application work now?
Oh, look at that.
So let's go give it a try. I can guarantee you I will not be training like this if it was not like this coronavirus kind of stuff going on.
I gotta get my hand on that Coveo.
Definitely get it. To be honest, at the end, it's going to make sense to you. I'll show you why it's so involved. Why did I choose this product? Because it's going to make sense. So now applications have their own things that at this point you don't care about, right? Because you're doing what? You're following what?
.NET.
You're following documentation.
Okay.
So you don't care what they're saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
MKG, we have done that already, like as a help desk level. So we have 15 hours of content on our YouTube channel. So if you go back to our videos, we have 3 hours or 2 hour session just like this, and we have done that. Yes, and if you just type job skills share VirtualBox, we have done that in VirtualBox. If you just type job skills share cloud domain, we have done that in cloud. If you just type job skills share Azure, we have done that in Azure. So anywhere you feel like you have the ability, there you go, you got a video. Always use job skills share, and then whatever you're looking for, we most likely will have it. I have over 1,000 videos on YouTube, guys. Over 1,000 videos on YouTube. So make sure you guys use job skills share and the term. If that doesn't cut it for you guys, then we have 4,000 videos on our website. That's paid stuff. You got to pay for that, right? That's I am paying engineers to make those videos. So of course that's not going to be free.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, if you guys are interested in how do I do all hands-on stuff, how do I really want to get into extreme advanced kind of stuff, I want to do a lab step by step, and I want to get a big access, then stay on, and later on I can show you how can you use our services, by the way. So this is like, this is the stuff that I teach in my live training, and I have never done my training on sysadmin throughout my whole career like this. So Eddie is there too. Eddie paid $1,400 for his live training. That's help desk stuff, right? So he got all these resources, but nobody can show me the training like this. This is the first time I am actually introducing a sysadmin skills training to break the ice. This is not to train you on a sysadmin level at that level, which you need everything. Like I said, there are certain things I'm telling you to get trained, right? That's not a part of it, because if you start doing it, that's a different careers right there, right?
Okay.
Virtualization, learning about features, these are all, we have labs for it if you want it. But then you can also use internet for free and learn about it. So I'm just giving you ideas. I'm breaking the ice for you. I'm giving you a pathway, so then in future you are on the target. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
I have a question. I just recently started an MSP, And so right now you're talking about sysadmin. Is that a path? Is that a progression from an MSP, or can I grow within the MSP to that stuff?
MSP, like is this like what? I'm a little lost right now.
Managed services provider.
Oh, you started working with them. I
Yeah.
thought you were talking about some kind of certification. I'm like, MSP, never heard of that. Okay.
No, no.
So definitely, if you work with the MSP, those are pretty good jobs in the beginning for people because you get to work with so many different type of clients, right?
Yeah.
And you get to use these kind of things, and people teach you very quickly. If you're a good help desk and the sysadmins that you're working with, they're going to teach you very quickly. So the MSPs want you to grow quickly because they want to keep you so they can hire more people. You see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
But as an MSP, your job is going to be 10 times more stressful than a normal person who lands a job in a nonprofit or somewhere that's one or two people doing IT for 50 people, right?
I can see that. Yeah, it's very.
I mean, MSP, you're going to be working with a client, so your boss is making money off the client, so he's going to be very aggressive on tickets and everything, right?
I actually saw they're looking for system administrators, like a lot of time.
So what is your title right now? Like, what do you do?
Well, it's officially like network service technician, but it just feels like tier 1 tech.
So are you dealing with like you're monitoring routers and you're monitoring switches, and if a switch goes down, you're telling somebody?
Yeah, and even to the point of like what you were saying, like reset passwords in AD, you know, like that kind of
AD is a part of NOC level 1. Yeah, they will hire you because MSP is there, right? So if you were a network level technician in a company, then maybe specifically you'll be only touching Cisco stuff. But in a company, everybody works together. So if my sysadmin is sick, another one, I am taking over some of the network stuff too. I can jump into security stuff too. So it depends on the company. You may be working for a very big, large environment, and they may have a lot of barriers. They won't let a sysadmin do security stuff, but IT is too broad then, right? Even if you get into something that's good, you will just get in, and then you will start finding out more and more opportunities. But MSP is a great start for you.
My goal is, sorry.
So worked with MSP for 11 years, a lot of great things to learn, HP and company. There you go, another one. So of course, like I said, MSP is something, if you landed a first job, don't be scared, take it, because you're gonna learn 10 times faster than a person who is just an IT person in a one infrastructure, because you're dealing with multiple infrastructures. MSP is dealing with, a normal IT person is dealing with one infrastructure, right?
Okay, thank you for that, because I was really nervous. I've been really nervous. Like,
no, don't. And if you are really if you wanna get more confidence, go back to our channel and then find out that I did a 1-hour interview with a person who did our training with us. He was working in a Armani store, and he straight went to MSP, and then he was talking about his experience for 3 months. I'll show you that later on. Okay.
Okay.
So let's move on and finish up this application. So of course, this is all documentation. Like I said, don't focus too much here. Just follow along, okay? Typical. So here, what is this asking me right now? Okay, now here's the thing. Account used to access the files. Now, this should be, how can you even resolve this? This is an issue right now for you as a sysadmin. Even if you were following a documentation, you will have to know something, right? You'll have to configure. And then what is happening right now? What can somebody, there you go. What kind of credentials do I need?
Username and password.
Username and password that has the ability to read services, restart services. So I need kind of a bigger access than just a normal. It can't be just putting. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Let me see the chat. Okay. So now we need to add that account, and I think I believe my account password, if I remember. If I don't remember, then how can I fix it?
Active Directory.
There you go. So there's a problem with my password. Let's go and fix it. Mike, admin or a service account as an admin. So it's still not working. Ooh, what's going on?
Need to add the domain in front of your username.
No, the domain is already there. This is a good point, but when a domain is already put in there, you don't put domain again, right? It's already on the bottom. You can see right here, right?
Okay.
It was my username that was not correct. So that's something, of course, you will be picking on this, but let me see if I have fat fingers and I can type today. Oh God, okay. Oh, okay. How do I fix it? Let me give it one more shot. Okay, now there you go. It's just a human error, guys. And that's another part, right? You're an IT person. You will do mistakes. Most of the things that you're going to be working on is you created it. 40%, 50% of the time you create an issue, then you fix it, but you don't tell people. You just tell people that, hey, look, I fixed it.
Under control.
You
Yeah.
look good in front of people. You know, oh, it's messed up, or let me make sure. But that's not to tell people that now you should go and turn your site down for $1 million company. It's going to go down, and they're going to instantly find out that Oscar at this time, at this second, click that button.
That's
They're going to
true.
come back after you like, Oscar, why did you do that? Okay. There you go. So I'm going to install this right now, and we're installing the product, and everything is going good. And people are calling you, say, hey, when is this product going to be up and running? And you're like, man, God, these people are crazy. I'm trying to do all this stuff. And so this is the stuff that you're going to deal with a lot of people. You're going to have these directors that have no clue about IT, and nothing against them. If they're watching me right now, probably they get pissed off or anything. But people at some time gets very, very impatient when it comes to a sysadmin. They don't know what we're going through. They don't know we have to go through all this stuff. They think that I got the project, I got this nice $1 million invested, and the team, the department thinks that it's just like this, and the project will come up and a sysadmin will do everything like in one day, right? They don't see these things, so they don't respect it that much too. Something that I don't like about this culture. The culture is natural. So how do you deal with it? You got to know that they don't understand this at your level. So you may think that you're working extremely hard, but for them, it's a side up, side down, right? That's how people think. Like when the side is down, side is not working. Why is it not working? It's not coming up. But there could be a very critical issue going on, right? So this requires a culture. And that's something, if you landed a job in a shitty culture, then you got a problem. You will have a lot of stressful moments in this career. What did I say in the beginning? You cannot run away from tickets as a sysadmin. And a help desk, like I said, he will be eating yummy things and he will give it to somebody else. Not my problem. There's an issue going on. I can't fix it. Guys, fix it. So why the help desk is getting paid? You guys know the reason now, right? Less versus high, right? Sysadmin is getting higher payment. Help desk are getting lower payment. This is the reason, because we take more stress. You need to know more, right?
Okay.
So we did one part of our application. Continuing with my documentation, I'm gonna have to go and prepare more stuff, right? So we're not done yet. You guys can see how long does it take for putting a product out there. So again, I'm just clicking next, and putting some service ports out there and everything. So this leads to another question right here. As a sysadmin, can you not know about ports?
Yeah, you need to know which one to use. Because if you set up something like port 1 or port 80, you could have trouble.
Have you ever gone to an interview and they ask you about what is port 443 or port 80? What is FTP port?
Yeah.
Have you heard this stuff, right?
I have this.
Yeah.
So this is the reason why they ask you in interviews. And specifically as a sysadmin, if you don't know about ports, then you're in pretty deep trouble, right? There are many, many reasons you need to know about ports, because you are providing what? Our main goal was what? From this server.
Working system.
No, from this server to be accessible from what? From internet, from public, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the public access to our environment through what? Through ports.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not magic, right? They have to use some kind of port, right? So this is not just it, guys. So ports can be FTP port can be many different type of ports, security ports. There are different levels of ports out there, right? You need to know about it. So now, of course, another point, if you want to take it down, you need to know about ports. And that's where you can either learn it from our labs or you can just search online, okay? So this application is telling us that we need to be using this specific port to run what? Diagnostics. So this application has its own ability to listen to that port, because this services that's running because of this installation and everything, it's going to listen on that port that I'm having this issue, I'm having that issue. Those logs will be created through that port. You guys get it?
Mhm.
Just in case you're wondering, why do I need to put diagnostics in there? So that's what I'm kind of like giving you. And I'm going to go to the ending of this whole project is going to make super, super sense to you. And then at the end, you're going to think, oh, if one project is involved that much, then how many other projects are going to be like this, you know? And the reason I picked on this product, because this gives you a very good hands-on to practice on your own, basically, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
So while this is getting installed, anybody else have a question? Jerry, you're there again, man. How's everything?
Pretty good, pretty good. I came in
Are
a
you
little
learning?
late, but
Are you learning anything?
oh yes,
Is it
oh
fun?
yes. Every day that I'm here.
So can you guys think of yourself as a future sysadmins now?
Yeah, that's the goal.
That's my goal. That's my
That's the
goal.
goal.
It's not that hard, guys. I mean, like I said, a lot of companies will be teaching you. There are sysadmin like us. They're going to sit with you. They're going to teach you. And don't stress too much about it. Don't think too much like I'm going to have to master this stuff. No, nothing like that. Try to learn everything at very, very basic level, but know about it, okay?
Okay.
But knowing about it doesn't mean you watch my video. It makes no sense. Trust me, you will forget this. Like after 2 days, if you just watch my video, you didn't do anything, practice, and if I ask you certain things, you'll forget. I know that.
Well, you gotta lab it.
Some people are good, but some people, I mean, to be honest, I'm a normal human being and I'll forget. I've been in IT for 13 plus years, but if you ask me something very basic, I want to know, I have to Google it. I know I can Google it. I don't care about it, right? Nobody expect me to give them the answer right now, right? There's a lot of things that I don't know yet and I don't care about it, right? At the end, you will become like that too. You'll be like, why are you asking me this basic question? I can always Google it, right? That was like ABCD for me in the school. I don't need to go back to the book again. I can always perform something, right? So, okay, we are done over here, but what's happening right here, guys? While we were installing this application, see, in the beginning, I told you that certain application, when we're working with servers, are heavily designed on the servers and it does things to your IIS. So let's go ahead and find out what it did to our IIS, okay? So how do I open IIS now?
It will be in tools.
Under tools.
Mm-hmm.
It will be right there. Wait, no.
I'll open it, right? Open the IIS manager, right?
There you go.
So there you go. So our server is up and running, right?
Yeah.
But look what happened. Did I do anything IIS, by the way? I didn't do anything in IIS, right?
No.
I just installed it. So when you install IIS from scratch, it will make a very, just one site that has nothing in it. So that's why I needed to use a product to give you something in IIS, or else you're gonna run IIS and you will have blank page in there, default page. Do you really think you can learn anything from default page? No. Very basic stuff. Extremely basic stuff. But look what happened here, guys.
Websites.
The website.
I got 2 websites created by that product. Now, does it make sense to you guys? Why did I choose that product? Because it is doing a job for us, but at a very enterprise level. Okay.
Mhm.
So now if you look at it, we got this product up and running. So if I go back, and if you guys ask me, how do I open that website? So let's go ahead and actually cancel this. Now, guys, how do I open this website now? In IIS, this is what? Anybody?
Are you literally?
If I ask you that this is my domain, domain, whatever it is. This is my web server.
Oh.
How many websites are we running here?
Well, I guess you would
Okay,
need
Eddie,
to
thank
go
you.
to localhost.
How many websites are these right here?
That's 3.
That's
I
3.
see website
3,
1,
yeah.
default website 2, and then
Exactly.
search 7 admin.
So as a systems administrator, you're not going to be dealing with 3 websites like this. Like I said, I only deploy only 1 project on this web server, but in reality, you could be dealing with multiple websites, even 20, even 30, even hundreds.
Wow.
Now, why did I say go for IIS with the web server? Then it will make sense to you. And in the corporate world, you're going to be really nice, and you're going to be very much happy with your learning rather than just learning about a server. Does it make sense now?
Yeah.
Because when you start working in a company, it's going to be not only 2 or 3 websites. It may have 2 or 3 websites on multiple different servers. They may be using only one server because they don't want to conflict it with other websites. So now you can multiply this project into either 10 different servers running single projects or websites, right?
Mhm.
Or you can be running one server running 100 websites.
Wow, that's awesome.
Okay. So now if we have this ability, now here's the thing. Is this it? What if this, okay, let's do this. Let's open this website. How do I open this website?
Well, I guess browser and going to the local host and
What
to check
port,
it.
what port it is running on?
Ah, 8081.
80.
How do I find that port that it's running on? Where is it defined?
Oh, on the right side. Browse
called binding.
8081.
It's called bindings, right? Look,
Mhm.
it's running phone 8081, right?
Mhm.
So if I want to open this website, I'm just going to click on browse and it should start opening up the website if everything was correctly installed. That's another thing. Now that's not my goal right here, to correctly install, because that's now a product right there, right? If it's done, great. If not, we don't care about it, right? So let's just open it and see if it's, then I want to show you different, because my goal is going to be to always bring you back from the product to the server. So if you look at it, what's happening here?
Mm.
It's an actual website.
It's an actual website. There you go. So it's asking us to do what?
Index creation. The folder where the website will be located.
So at this point, you're not worried about what's going on inside, because the inside is what now? The
Web
inside is what?
developer?
No, inside is just the software, the product, right?
Okay.
So you may be able to even do more to it, but that's not, if I want to take you over here, then we're moving away from our normal generic server administration skills, because that's Caveo stuff, right? Who cares about that stuff, right?
Okay.
Because now you're learning about the website rather than, now this is where the moment a developer will come in and they will do certain things, they will do change then the layout and everything. You will give access to the developer, because the developer may have access to this server like a minimal level, or the developer may have access to certain files of this website, or the developers may be just accessing directly into this admin area and doing things. Does it make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But your job was what right here? You gave him the access to it, right?
Access, yeah.
Does it make sense to you guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Administrator, yes.
But if it was a public website, of course, it'll be the same thing, right? It will have something like this, right? Like a website name, jobskillshare.org, right?
Mhm.
Amazon.com, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, okay, another thing for you guys should know is that why it is so important, because what if I tell you that this is my website, especially if you run into SQL Server install same. Exactly. Mike has actually a good point right there. This could not end right here, Mike, right? MK, this could not just end right here. After this site may have a database on another server, right? So you multiply your project to more skills, but that's where I'm going to go next sessions right now. I don't want to go into one session to talk about everything right now, right? It's going to be too much, right? Because one project right now has nothing to do with SQL right now. It does everything on its own, right?
Mhm.
Second project could be you running a whole SQL server and connecting that SQL instances to this website to work.
Oh.
I'll give you an example later on about a real issue and how nasty it looks for you guys to have such a, just to get a feeling of how SQL stuff looks like, okay? So if I give you, let's say, for example, I'm your boss right now, all of you. Consider me boss for a little bit, okay? Then after that, you guys can start cussing me out if you guys want. But right now, respect me as a boss for 5 minutes. And I say, guys, my members or my people are going to this website and they're seeing this. What are they seeing? Let's go ahead and turn it up. They're seeing this port 8081, man. I don't like this. Who does port 8081? Everybody's blocking us. This looks like a hacking website. And I want you to remove this port. What would you guys do?
We will need to change the
Binding?
port.
You need to change the port. So then again, what came to this stuff? Like, what is so important for you guys to learn now?
The
Ports,
ports.
right? And then how do you change the ports, you go there and you need to make sure how to change the ports. So just change this to 80, 81 to 80. Done. And you say, okay, you're done. You change the port, and I'm going to say, okay, right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and restart just for the heck of it. But look what's happening right here.
I'm just starting our website using the same port. Oh, I guess that's the default website using the same port.
Good point. The default website was the one when you install the IIS, it gave you this basic crappy looking website, which you cannot train yourself for nothing, right? How can you train yourself on this website? Really, there's nothing in it, right?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make anything. So that's why we use a product, because the product did a lot of things to our website or our server. So that's why we need to touch on it right now, right? So the first thing is you basically remove the default websites. Most likely you're gonna remove it from this. You have to create all this thing on your own, right?
Yeah.
Will our website work now?
I think we need to delete that.
No.
No?
You don't need to delete it once you turn off the website, but of course it's good to delete it if you don't want to use it. Because what happens if you don't delete it? What if somebody mistakenly come and turn it on, and now that took over somehow, and now you got a issue?
Right? The error, yeah.
Okay, so will our site work on port 80 now?
It should.
Still not working, right? So why is that?
Because we need to, it's already started.
Still not working, so what do I do?
Oh, we need to change the port again, because we didn't change it.
There you go, good job. So if I do this, watch, I'm gonna go to the binding. Can I remove it from here? Okay, what is this star right here?
It's all IP addresses.
Good job. And that's one of the common things you're gonna come across. People are gonna say, I have multiple websites now that I need to run on this web server. So the IIS right here, we're not doing an IIS training right here. IIS can go on its own for another 15 hours just to do this kind of stuff. So another skill that I want you guys to learn is what now? To learn the internal settings of IIS. Because this is the job, guys. You guys are going to get this type of calls on regular basis as a systems administrator, that we need to assign a new IP address for a new website. Now, how do you even add a new IP address into a server? It's only giving you only one address right there. Guys, does it make sense to you guys? This server has only one IP address that's connected right now to this server. How can you add a new IP address?
Yeah, it's a challenge.
DHCP?
DHCP?
Yeah.
It's kind of, yeah, it's DHCP with other things too, because if you're running a site, are you just talking about IP address, or you need to talk about something else too? Give me a name, right? D something?
DNS?
DNS. Because a site, we don't just put numbers out there, right? 192, whatever, right? We don't do that. You also need a DNS in there too. So what kind of skills now is required again?
DNS server, how to set up it.
DNS, DHCP. Again, you're going back to what? Active Directory type of stuff, right? Domain controller stuff, right? Client server. So those are such a core skills as a sys administrator, as in the beginning you need to learn, then you can do these things easily, because now you're stuck. Again, you're stuck. The reason I'm doing this project to just show you, if you were to become a sysadmin without knowing all that stuff, how many places can you get stuck? So we almost got stuck almost in every single phase right now so far, right?
Yeah.
So everybody, is it making sense so far?
Yeah.
So if I come over here and I remove this, of course I can turn it off, I can delete it. Maybe I'll just delete it right now. Let's remove this whole thing. And maybe I'll just go ahead and restart this whole IIS server. Sometimes you don't need to do that. Sometimes even there are like multiple things that a website are then running. So then again, after the website, this is running a website, right? In the website, you can have separate applications to them. So like I said, you could have 50 different websites, but you could have one website with 50 different applications inside as well.
Okay.
Does it make sense? You may have, let's say, for example, this content right here. You can turn this into application, right? But that's not something I want to do right now. You see, convert to application. I don't want to do that right now, right? But the thing is this, that I just want to show you a web server skills are extremely important because you are heavily involved. This is your area. As Developer don't have access to here. Database developers don't have access to here, right? Who have access?
Sysadmin.
Sysadmin.
So that is why it is so important for you guys to learn about IIS now. So now if I basically go to, let's say, for example, I turn this one on. And there's in the back right there. Look what happened now. Did we resolve our boss issue?
Yes, we did.
Because can you guys see a port anymore?
No.
It's running on what now? If somebody show you this in an interview and they say it's running on which port right now?
On 80.
So port 80 is not showing up. Why is port 80 not showing up?
Because it's
HTTP.
default port.
As a default port for HTTP, right? Well, what is the default port for HTTPS?
443.
8080.
Okay, so how do I add a 443 in there?
We have to put S there in HTTP, or we have to add a port.
Okay, so guide me here. So if I go to here, how do I add a 44? What is the port 44 what?
443.
What is the, how do I add that?
The way you added that port 80, 80 from that 80, 81 or 82. The way you added there.
So I have to go to where? Binding?
Yeah, here. Add.
You
go
know,
to-
maybe Gulreen might know this. I'm like, so my wife is like, do you need anything? I'm like, I need chai now. I'm gassing out.
Chai. I'm also planning to make tea for me.
I'm already gassed out. So maybe
Yeah.
we'll wrap it up quickly, okay?
Yeah.
So, okay, guys. So how do I add a port? I'm going to add here. And what do I need to do?
We'll add
change
port
the type.
443 HTTPS, and then we'll add port. Yeah,
That's
port.
automatically.
Now think about it, guys. If you were to become a sysadmin, do you really think these days you can run a site with HTTP?
No.
No,
So-
it's not
Nope.
secure.
Wouldn't this be your job now?
Yeah.
For every single site that you're running, wouldn't this be your job? Yeah, it's a ticket, right?
Mhm.
Somebody requested a help desk, they send a ticket. We need a secure site. This is your ticket.
Mhm.
You're already working on it. So, okay, what do I do right now? So why can't I run a 443 now? What do I need?
Oh, certificate.
CCL certificate.
Ah,
You need to
so
know
now,
that.
okay, now you need to know what?
Certificates.
Yeah.
Certificates.
Security.
Okay, so now you need to know about how web servers are working with certificates of now. This is such a common call that you're gonna get. We cannot get access to the website. Single SSO, single sign-on is not working. We're getting this error, guys. We are, our certificate is running on a Cloudflare and we need to connect our local server certificate with the Cloudflare. How do we do this? You know, all of that stuff is your job.
Mhm.
So then what else do you need to learn?
About
Certificate.
How
certificates.
certificate works on the web servers. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because I got stuck
Yes.
again. The reason I'm doing this project is so how many times I get stuck, and I'm going to ask you guys, can you guys do it now?
Okay.
And you can right now. Simple answer is most of us can, right? I'm like you guys right now. I can't. Right?
Right.
Because remember, I was a junior admin in the beginning. So I'm now asking you guys help now. How do I fix this?
Do we need to find out if we self-sign? Or
Where's that? I can find this in the site now.
SSL settings?
Oh, there
So
you go.
if- yeah.
So how do, oh, what's up? I got stuck again.
So if you go to a website, like if you type a website, I mean, if you go to HTTPS, like here, yeah,
Oh, in the website, okay.
yeah, here.
Or you mean like here because this is
So
already
if you
running.
click, if you click on that button on the left of, oh, this is HTTP. So can you add HTTPS here?
Well, that's what we're doing, right? We want to add HTTPS, right?
Okay, we want to add that, right? So can you go back?
Yes, let's go.
No, not here. I don't know. I'm trying on my own. Like I'll do from the web browser itself. So
You can't do this from a web. Look, the thing is that what is that web browser? Where is it coming from? It's coming from here. So it got to be from here, right?
Wait a minute. Is
Right,
there going to be
right.
another feature?
it will be another place. When you put a certificate, it's not at the site level. It has to be on the top level right there, right? So if you go there, you see you got to be on the server level.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Okay, so when you double click on a certificate, then
Well, we'll type how to.
this is where you need to learn about certificates, because here's the thing, you can't just deploy your own certificate. You cannot create your own self-signed certificate. Yes, it's going to work inside the company, and that's how they use it to save money, right? They're not going to buy a certificate for everybody, but now the problem is that with the PCI compliance stuff, a lot of companies, a lot of people are coming inside your network, they're scanning their network, you're doing, even internal stuff needs to be more secure now. Back in the days, we didn't even care about HTTPS, so we were using HTTP. So long story short, they're like, okay, you guys need to at least use HTTPS, right? So we were starting using, started creating our own certificate, right? But then they're like, no, you can't even do that. That's easy to hack, right? You need to buy it from other people, like Komodo, like Symantec, from many different types, TWAD, or there's like a gazillion amount of areas that can give you a certificate. And there are free ones, like Let's Encrypt ones are free. So all that stuff you gotta learn. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Certificate, putting a certificate from an external area is also a skill that you need to know. It's not something you're gonna, I got the certificate, let me just drop it in here, it's gonna work. It's not gonna work that way. Some will work that way, but there are certain level of certificate that you need to be working on, root level, CA level. There's so many that you got to connect dots. So that's why it's so secure, because it has to go through by the chain, right? I got this, I know this, I know this, I know this, I know this, and the chain is completed. If the chain is broken anywhere, the certificate will break, and then you will get what? That red message, right? But that's not the only case. By putting a certificate wrongly, certificate expiration, and I just did solve an issue for one of the client. They couldn't do a single sign-on with another company. Another company told us that your certificate, we have not developed our application for your certificate that's running on a cloud. I'm like, what? What the hell? I mean, how do I fix that? I mean, that's not my problem, right? So then we had to cut down the cloud from it and give the direct access from server to the client application till they develop a new code to fix that.
Wow.
But I couldn't resolve that issue. I'm a sysadmin. I'm not gonna go there and start coding your application, right? So you see why it's so important. So right now we can, at least for your own practice, what you can do right now. You can do what?
Create a certificate.
There you go. So we're gonna call it search. And we're gonna call it personal and just create one. Now, Gulreen, if you go back now, can we do it?
To the browser?
No browser at all. Still, we are stuck here right now.
Okay.
We're gonna go to bindings again, add, and do what? Pick what?
HTTPS.
Yeah, HTTPS, and then.
So when I pick HTTPS and we added one, look, our options are open now, right?
Ooh, look at that.
So now we just do search, click OK, and you're done. Will our website work? Look, 443 is added too.
There it goes.
So let's go and check it out.
This site is not secure.
Yeah, because it's self-signed.
Oh.
I didn't pay for it, right?
Okay.
And I'm gonna do what?
Still go to it.
But
to the web.
These error codes will matter when you start working in the company, because a certificate will not be giving you error for, there's going to be a reason. So the reason is very important for you to know this code. This is where you can do what? Solutions, right? I already know this certificate is invalid. It's invalid. I created it, right?
Okay.
But some certificates are going to exactly tell you that it's expired. Then you have to do what?
Update it.
To renew it. But if for this one, if I go and say, I'm okay with this, I know I created it, but look, our site is working.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
We have completed our project, meaning which site is working on HTTP and the site is working on HTTPS.
Cool.
But what if my boss comes to you right now and said, "No, hey, what about that HTTP? I don't want HTTP to be working." So now you see you got stuck again. Where's that stucking part right now? What's happening here? If I say, If I say I don't want to go to HTTP, so okay, you say disable it. I'm gonna disable it. That's a good point. I'm gonna disable it right now. So let's go ahead to
Binding.
binding, and what do? I remove it, right?
Right.
I don't want HTTP stuff.
Mhm.
So okay, so I'm gonna come over here, and then you have, let's say, gazillion amount of people online, 1 million people. Are they gonna know about this stuff that we have to use HTTPS? Are they gonna type HTTPS?
Oh, what? So you have to.
No, they
really?
automatically will be taken to HTTPS.
That's where another type of calls are gonna kick in. And what kind of skills do you need? IS level skills.
Okay.
The reason I did these 2-3 projects with you guys is that it will haunt you if you become a sysadmin and not know this stuff, because a real company is running products like this. They're not hiring you for running a Windows server. The instructor is giving good info. Think ahead. Thank you. So here's the thing, guys. The thing about this is that it's not something that people expect from a junior level admin at this level, at this stage like this, right? But now think about it. Let's reverse this learning right now for a little bit. What if you start learning this type of stuff ahead of the time? What if you're working as a help desk and now you have opened your mind? You're not scared of these servers. You're not scared of these web servers. What if you come back from home and you spend 1 hour and you start doing this stuff? What will happen to you?
You increase your value and you learn more.
Increase your value. And what will happen to you when you go to the interview and you start talking about, yeah, HTTPS, yeah, I can use redirects, rewrite rules, I can use the ports and stuff like that. Now they're asking you all these questions and you're like throwing them bombs right there. Like, oh.
Yeah, you'll get this position then.
You get the position.
So are you guys getting my point that when I started this platform, there was a reason behind it? The reason was this, that you need to do something smartly in IT if you want to go quickly. If you want to make them money quickly, it's not about money, by the way. It's about making your job a quality job, right? You getting to the point where you're not stuck in a one type of job forever, and you're learning it so smartly that you are just jumping.
Yeah.
But jumping smartly.
Yeah.
This is the best way, because sometimes like we get so caught up, there's so much information, and then you get so caught up in, oh my God, like you said earlier, I want to learn this, I want to learn that, I want to learn this. And it's like, it's good to learn the essential things that you need to learn and not just know it, do it, you know?
Learn
It's
it,
the best
learn
way.
it with a project in your mind. Why this project was so important for you guys? Because it was one project and it hit so many areas without you getting distracted.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying, right?
Yep.
But now I pinpointed what you need to focus on. But if you focus like this and you start mastering these things, now if you come back over here, and for you guys, this is the homework, you guys should think about, how do I redirect that HTTP to HTTPS? What can I use?
Mm-hmm.
Right? It will take you to more learning, right? It will take you to more research, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're able to do it, then you're gonna be, man, I did something awesome, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So if
I'm
you're
doing
able,
this after this.
and if you have this ability, guys, if you develop this ability, then what happens is that you develop confidence. Okay. If I consider myself that I have confidence in this area, that's because I have done this multiple times. If I am able to come online and do this live on a training where I'm live and I'm not doing a mistakes because I've done it millions of times, right? And if it makes me make more money because I know I cannot just go down now, I can go only up, or if I lose my job, at least I'll be near somewhere, right? So you can see my confidence level is definitely high. Why? Because of what I have been through, right? So you could have learned this the hard way, like me. So the hard way is like you build the mentality of, why am I learning everything at one point? Why at similar time? Why am I learning everything? That's just crazy, right? Mm-hmm. Let me focus on something. Let me find a guidance. Let me find a mentor. So if for mentorship, you are with us. So the mentors also becomes a problem in a IT world, is because a lot of people don't go to this kind of detail online for free. We have done almost 3 hours, almost 2 hours right now. And they will do like little by little, and then they will point you somewhere. What we are pointing you to what? It's like, I cannot give you these server guys. Are you guys getting my point? I cannot give my server like that. I cannot give my car to everybody, right? But I was able to give you my skills. So are you guys understanding where my problem is? That if I would have given this kind of If I have the ability to give compute power to every single person, maybe I would have done that too. But at a certain point, we also get stuck. So we can't do it. We cannot give you 30 GB RAM for free. Right? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So either you got to do it yourself, or you got to find a mentor that can teach you this stuff. But again, this is not a part of our training. We don't teach sysadmin stuff, because after this is going to be Cloudflare. After that is going to be networking. After this, so the training that we're developing right now with our own trainers, we're creating exactly the same training, but let's say about 10 different projects. So you did only one project right now. So imagine if tomorrow, if you do 10 different projects, where are you going to be? You see, but that's something I'm going to either cover on YouTube slowly by slowly, so it's going to take time, or if it's available on our site, then yeah, but it's not available on our site right now. I don't want to promote it. There's nothing like this right now, okay? So at this point, we're done with this project for today. I'm too tired right now. I'm kind of like even having a hard time even talking. But again, if people are interested, they say, you know what, I am interested in now learning about this, practical stuff, then the most powerful access so far, like this is still not going to be as powerful training that I was teaching you today. But if you wanted to learn those skills, that features that I was talking in the beginning, that can be easily learned from Practice Lab that we give for 1 year. So the access that you get as a premium member, which is like $299, I think a year, 1 year, $299. And
$299, not bad.
Yeah, $299 for this whole access, routers, switches, servers, security labs, every single thing is for 1 year. So even if you start learning this slowly now, you don't need to finish now. You have 1 year to play around with stuff. But Practice Lab, remember, is not us. It's a partner. So if you get into it, then try to be focused. Don't try to jump into, oh, I love Cisco. Let me just get to Cisco. So then you lose focus and you lose. It's just waste of time, waste of money. Okay.
Right.
If you go to, let's say, if you guys are asking me, okay, where should I really, really focus? Then my suggestion to you is going to be to start with the 2016 server right here. If you guys are really going for it, then let me show you what you guys should be focusing on. Here, guys. This is what you guys should be focusing on, okay? If you guys want to get into sysadmin stuff. So not to confuse you, this is totally different than a help desk skills. So you guys are seeing, right? Installation of the server, networking with the server, identity, and these are hands-on labs, basically. It's 48 hours, 60 hours of worth of real doing the things in there. So when I say that you guys need to learn about server features and stuff like that, this is going to help you with that. It's still not going to help you with the IIS stuff. You're going to have an IIS server in there to learn it from the web and everything, so you can imply it over here, right?
I got it.
Or spin up your own machines. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. My thing is, by me applying these, right, along with the CCNA, because I'm trying to break into the field, right, that will help my chances that much more, correct? Like if I could be able to really know these real good down pack on top of what I learned.
Yeah, but the thing is this, you want to finish one after another one. You want to finish Cisco networking before you jump into servers. It's too much. Like I said, like if I open even the first course right here, look how much is involved. This is about 48 to 50 hours worth of, and that's just one module, right? Let me open just one module. Inside the one module, there's exercises then. I mean, you're stuck there for a while then,
Right.
So you wouldn't want to just jump into routing, and routing will open another world for you and switching another world for you. Then you are too much, right?
Yeah, because I already did the routing and switching, right? I already know some of that, right, on the Cisco end. I'm just trying to get more diverse sometimes, because it's, to be honest, when you go to an interview, they ask you more than CCNA stuff.
In your case, I think you should focus on these servers right here.
Okay.
Because you need this type of knowledge, right?
Right. Yes.
Cisco routing and stuff like that. Of course, if you want to become a network engineer, then you need to change your focus towards more Cisco stuff.
Right.
But if you want to become a sysadmin, which is more broader, and you can land a job anywhere, Windows or sysadmins, then you want to focus here.
Yeah. The key is, anywhere in the industry right now, just to get my foot in. But I love networks and servers, so this is like perfect for what I want to do.
What I feel is
Um,
that even if you know networking, like having done CCNA certification and having done masters in computer networks, you still need these skills,
yep,
because system admin and network admin or network engineer go hand in hand. So you can
correct.
interchangeably go to any field, and you'll have the privilege to go to multitude of fields. So I think this is
Yeah,
very
that
important.
yeah
What
that see
Danish is
that
teaching.
that's where I want to go. I want to be able to
Mm.
go to different type of fields, like because we look for jobs. You want to be able to be versatile. You know what I mean? So that's great advice. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
And for people who are watching this for the first time and they're like, you know what, you guys are showing all this crazy stuff and this is too much for me. This is what I was talking about in the beginning, that Eddie was taking this course and many of other ones.
Cisco servers.
Yeah, they have to go through this path to understand Active Directory and doing all these labs. That comes from this kind of training. This is expensive. This is not cheap, of course, and this is the value that I'm putting for there, because I'm spending 5 days of worth of my energy with them and teaching this stuff, right? So then when they get better, they use these labs. My members, actually, the live members, they don't use these labs right away. Then I don't give them. They get access, but I tell them, don't do it. If you do it, then you are going for failure, right? They have to finish that basic level, fundamental Active Directory stuff. Just like I taught you guys today, that's how I train help desk stuff to become more like they phase into this stuff very smoothly rather than jumping left and right. They're already in one setup, right? So it's like designed for them, a pathway. So then they have to really pick what I'm telling them. But here, if you guys are a little bit better in a technology, then you don't need to rely on me. You can just ask me, and I'm telling you, after this, maybe I'll say, okay, you guys should come to do a Wireshark stuff, because at the end, you need to understand network, capture networks and stuff like that, right?
Okay.
And that's where I can give you more guidance. But this is a big access, guys. 1 year of access is just huge, right?
I have a question.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt. That webpage that you had on with the path, where can I find that?
So who's that? Oscar, this is on our jobskillshare.org.
Okay.
So it's called the MISP, Modern IT Support Professional Training. So this is something that we offer on weekday and weekends. So that's 4 days of training. And in this, we basically teach by phases. So phase 1 is live training for 4 days or 5 days, right?
Okay.
And after that, we give specific labs based on how you perform in our training. So if you feel like you are struggling with extreme basics, then we're going to give you extreme basic labs to get you to the point. And then if you are good and you're like Faith or somebody who's really good at technology, or let's say, even if a person with 5 years of experience, right, we're going to give him a pretty good lab that matches his skills. So we are kind of studying you in our live training. That's 4 days. So I'm studying you. So I'm basically kind of finding out more about you to know where you stand.
Okay. Jobskillshare.org and MISPT. Okay.
MISPT. This is our major program where white people come to us as a mentorship. But like I said, we're doing two things at the same time. I didn't start this program with live training, right? That was not my mind to do it, right? My mind was providing free content, quality content, so people can understand. So that's the content. If you're looking for the free stuff, it's in Jobskillshare/free, and this right here has over 100 hours of content in a step-by-step format. So you can even finish the free content, but these are videos. You're going to learn all of these skills right here, and you will land a job with no problem. I have done it with many people, and they have landed a job, okay, with free stuff. So my goal was to help the community, help people who are immigrants, help people who are students, help people who are above 40, help people who are young. They want to get into IT, and there are too much missing. Certification is great, but certification is, I don't know, it's just too specific or too wide or too theoretical.
Okay.
Make sense?
It does, and thank you for that, because I want to be just like you in that and give back. You know what I mean? So.
Okay, here's the thing, guys. If you guys are listening to me right now, why am I investing so much time? Because I'm passionate about this stuff, right? I love to talk to new people. I love to convert them into something different than what they want, and I learn from them too. It's not something that I was born with this type of stuff, right? I learned this from scratch from day one, learning and adding on. But my platform is open to every single person. If you feel like you have skills that you can bring a value over here, create your own courses and charge people. I'm not joking. You don't have to do this for free. And I won't even let you do this for free in my platform. Why? You can do this on YouTube for free, right? But if you're doing this over here, then you do deserve money to be able to invest back into your skills. So when I did that, when I was asking for money, what did I achieve from that? What did I achieve from that? I was able to bring out 4,000. So here, let me show you guys. So with a lot of people like get little, whenever we talk about money, right? Money is always not a negative thing. It's always, what do you want to do with it? What's the platform? What's the reviews? What can we do with this? So you can see right here, there's 3,824 videos this is created by our trainers right here. So the way we created this is that to help our community. So they're looking for some advanced stuff. Like for example, you want to learn about DHCP. You can simply come here as a member and type DHCP, and everything about DHCP is going to pop up right here. So this is in-house made videos for you. Now that's not going to happen for free stuff, right? 3,000 videos, I would probably die if I start making video for like that. So this is just one example to show you what we are doing with the money. We're paying a developer to create content, to create applications, to work with the platforms like Practice Lab, to work with the platforms like different type of platforms that can provide us with video content, and then making our own content, and the combination becomes a pretty good thing for you guys. So we are not reinventing the wheel. We are perfecting the wheel. We're trying to perfect the wheel for skills. Does it make sense to you guys?
That's awesome.
Yes.
So if you want to be a mentor, if you want to guide people and you have the ability to do that, my platform is open to you. Come on in, say, this is what I have. This is what I learned in 6 months. I can bring a new course to people, and then you start charging people. Simple. And people will pay. And I say, I support that. Why? Because if you have a unique skills and you have learned it and you want to feed your own family, then you deserve it too. And if somebody wants to pay, that's great. If someone don't want to pay, they can go straight to the YouTube. We'll continue doing that process. We'll continue helping our community. And I'm doing that today. My 3 hours is my proof right here, right? So I'm doing that as long as I can. And if I die, I die, right? I'm done.
I think you're doing a great job, Danish.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Great job.
Guys, if I die with this
Absolutely. Oh,
virus,
yeah.
if I die with this virus, please continue the mission, okay?
Oh my goodness. No.
Okay, guys. First of all, thank you so much, everybody who's on the chat. Let's go ahead and see what the questions are quickly. Great stuff. Thank you so much. You will be working with others department, especially if you're working AI in the form of a human teacher. AI in the form of a human. Man, you just hit the spot right. I'm not an AI. I consider myself HI, human intelligence. Right? So I'm not using any automation here. I'm just using what I have learned, and I feel like I could use my skills in a smart way to present that to people. That's a simple idea of this platform. Job, skill, share. You learn your job, you then come back and you should start sharing those skills. Does it make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay, if this is going really goes. Okay, so that's this one. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me on the chat too. I think after this, I'm going to take a huge break, and I'll see you guys with KevTech, maybe with the basic stuff, like not basic stuff. Those are help desk stuff, right? Those are all level 1, level 2, level 3. Those are careers on its own. We're going to continue that process for a long, long time. So thank you so much. Any last questions?
Just thank you, Danish, for your time, man. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Danish,
Yeah,
for your
thank you,
valuable
Danish.
time.
Appreciate everything.
All right, guys.
A lot of valuable information what you giving.
Thank you so
for
much.
Free.
And after this, don't try to do this stuff. I know Ricardo was like, I'm going to go in there and start to fix it.
All right. Take care, guys.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.